Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast powered by NZXT. I am your host, Jan Choa. Welcome to God's favorite podcast. Today, don't forget to either start defrost. Maybe it's too early to defrost your turkeys, but maybe order the turkey. Maybe completely ditch the turkey and go ham,
That's what you gotta do.
Let's go ham. Let's go ham with the holidays. Joining me, co-captain of the ship, ham enthusiast and aficionado, Jeff Grubb.
I'm gonna do a turkey on Thanksgiving, but might also have some ham of some sort. But listen, I unlike some, I don't have any metals. I do have these probiotics though, and so I'm feeling pretty good here. This is the metal of the body right here. I am a walking gold medal. I don't need anything else.
He's pro probiotics, pro ham, pro turkey, pro whatever you gotta have for your protein on the holidays. Jeff Backler.
Hey, that's all correct. Those are all correct things you said about me. The person who's preparing my Thanksgiving, that's right, it's my Thanksgiving, texted my wife and I, and was like, I shit you not. She goes, how do you feel about turkey? And then I was just like, is this about Thanksgiving? And then she followed up with like, I'm thinking of pulling an audible. How do you feel about brisket for Thanksgiving?
Whoa.
And I was like, fire it up, because turkey is overrated poultry. Okay, let's go with the brisket, boys and girls.
He's making
let's do it.
He's making a face. Maybe it's because his neck hurts from carrying so much goddamn gold around his neck. Making a triumphant return to Giant Bomb. We have trivia cruise ship Olympic medal winning person
Look at him,
himself.
He's the captain now.
I'm the thank you, Jeff. Yes. Hey, hi. Look,
Mike Minotti.
brisket, of course, brisket's better than turkey, but come on, it's Thanksgiving. I want to have turkey. I mean, I don't care what it tastes like. I gotta have turkey.
I do. Who wants to waste a meal? Don't waste a meal on turkey.
I don't want a good meal.
I'll just tell you, turkey's not even overrated. Everyone knows what turkey is. Everyone knows it's not as good as chicken.
Look, of course, turkey is whatever. That's why you smother it in gravy. Then it's amazing. You smother everything in gravy.
Smother anything in gravy. It's
C-tier bird.
It's our culture. I mean, it's not very good culture, but it's culture.
But is it even?
What birds are above turkey aside from chicken, which of course is, and maybe a Cornish hen?
Maybe a pheasant.
I don't want no pheasant. I don't want no quail. Duck. Look, we all were big boys and tried duck and pretended like we liked it, but come on.
I like duck prepared by in certain Asian fusion restaurants. Other than that, Mike, the phrase "I don't want no pheasant" is very funny to me for some reason.
I'm glad you like that. It was just for you.
I've had an ostrich burger before.
Oh,
how's that?
It was all right. It felt, I don't know if I'm using this word properly, gamey.
Here's some Disney trivia for you. In the Kilimanjaro safaris in Animal Kingdom, when they point out ostrich eggs to you on the right, those are fake. Those aren't real ostrich eggs.
Hey.
No, Mike, they're Disney real.
Well, I mean, there are real ostriches around there, so you could be mistaken for thinking that they're real, but those are not real eggs.
The tour guide refused to say they were fake. He only wanted to say Disney real, and I said, wow, man, this must suck to be you.
Oh, you were the guy who asked. Huh? You just interrupted the tour to ask if they were real.
It was my kid. And
Tell me the truth.
It was my kid, and this stranger lied to his goddamn face.
Well,
hell yeah.
Hey, when I was cleaning up and we were liquidating for a certain show that I used to work on, I found in a refrigerator buried in the back, encased in styrofoam, an ostrich egg.
That's like that Cowboy Bebop episode.
It's exactly like that Cowboy
Sure.
Bebop episode.
Yeah.
And then I felt very conflicted of whether or not to keep it cold or just immediately throw it onto the ground.
Happy birthday to the ground.
And then when I went to the dump, my compatriot, my friend, may have threw it on the ground.
An old.
Like they are big, right? The ostrich eggs.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience with ostrich eggs.
You've seen Willy Wonka,
yeah, like the big hunking things.
Think like an egg,
those are
but
goose
big.
eggs, actually.
Okay, an egg but big. It's hard to imagine. Listen, you got to throw those on the ground. If I had one of those, that's the kind of thing that you guys ever see that YouTube channel Man News. It's the kind of thing that'd be on Man News. The guy finds a bunch of like ostrich eggs. He's like, "Oh man, he's gonna throw it to the ground." And then he does, and then everyone cheers.
There's something about a very large egg that I find deeply upsetting, similar to why I'm like kind of scared of sunflowers. Like, have you ever seen a fucking big ass sunflower?
Yeah, like
they are fucking horrifying. They're like meaty and weird, and they look big. Alive. There's something about an actual gigantic sunflower where I'm just
it's not right.
That's not right. That feels like we did some like Ninja Turtles ooze shit.
Exactly. I was going to bring up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze, where they have a sunflower and pretend that it's a dandelion that got hit by the ooze. Yeah.
Well, speaking about ooze and secrets, I've been oozing because we've been holding on to some secrets, gentlemen.
Secrets.
You've been oozing. Mike's been cruising. I've been doing.
And I'm ready.
Who's boozing? It's Bacalar.
Bacalar, definitely Bacalar.
I'm not drunk on this show. What do you mean?
This show, because we have some super secret special announcements that are no longer going to be secrets as soon as we announce them. And we have been spinning plates for what feels like weeks in the background here at Giant Bomb. We don't have to talk about the actual process, but stuff is happening. And stuff is happening the week of the Game Awards. Not the first thing to pop off on the Game Awards, but Jeff Grubb, would you like to share what is one of the special events happening?
Yeah. So, like Jan said, we'll have stuff happening all through that week of the Game Awards, and so look out for podcasts that week. But on Wednesday, December 6th, the night before the Game Awards, we will have GB at night live in Los Angeles, back in the studio. We're gonna have a series of couch panels, just like at Summer Game Fest. It's pretty good crew that we're putting together. Still got some more people that are confirming, but a lot of cool names are going to come hang out with us. A lot of friends. I think everyone from the team's going to be there, unlike at Summer Game Fest. So that's going to be really exciting. So yeah, look out for that. That'll start at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so 8 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, December 6th. Come hang out with us. We're going to treat it kind of like a little bit like a game of the year pre-show, but also just kind of wrapping up the year in general, talking to cool people about cool things. So don't miss it. It's gonna be a big night. Come hang out with us. I cannot wait.
Yes. And like we just mentioned, there's gonna be a lot of stuff popping off. And one of the big things that we've been working real hard, and when I say we, I mean Jeff Bacalar.
Yeah, mostly Jeff Bacalar.
Mostly Jeff Bacalar has been working mighty hard to make sure this happens, because let me just change that. December 9th, Saturday of that week, Jeff Bacalar, we will be putting on Giant Bomb Game of the Year live, a in-person ticketed event.
Can you believe it?
I really can't.
Neither can I. It's almost like if we dream too hard, it won't happen, but it will happen, folks. December 9th, we are going to be doing the final day of deliberations in front of a live audience. We will crown the top 10, and we will crown the Game of the Year live December 9th. We're doing a special matinee time. We're going to be doing this at 12 p.m. Pacific time at the Moroccan Lounge in Los Angeles. We are going to be selling tickets to this live event very soon.
Yep. Look out for details soon.
Yes. And we have even allowed Mike Minotti to be on the poster, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
I'm be there.
That's right.
Be there.
I'm
bringing my medals.
He got the best title because he got the width.
Yeah. If you look at the top, all the names of who's going to be there, it says with Mike Minotti, and everyone knows that's the greatest honor you get.
Yes.
He's just finding out about this. Although we said it, he didn't understand what the hell we were talking about.
Oh, I thought you were like, Mike has the width, and I'm like, I have the width. Is this a bad fat joke? What is this?
Oh no.
Yeah.
You heard what you wanted to hear. No, it's your first width, everyone. It's his first width, which is very exciting.
And for my last width, Genie, you're free.
This has been very many months in the making. We're very excited about this to have a live in-person event like this. Wow, really cool shit. We are trying to do everything we can to make this as special as it possibly can be.
Speaking about special, we will have special guests: Nikki Grayson,
that's right.
Bailey Myers, Blessing Adeoye Jr., and more. More is with like an asterisk. We're
right. We're hoping to get more. Yeah, exactly. It kind of depends on who's going to be around. It really was a lot of work to put this together. Backlot really has been working on it pretty much constantly. It's been a lot of back and forth. We're gonna, like you said, we're gonna try to make this as special as possible. But let's treat this as like a test run. If this goes well, we will be able to do more of these in the future. So if this is like hey, we've been looking for a way to support Giant Bomb, come hang out with us on this night, and that will really go a long way. So just so excited to make this happen. And again, thanks Backlot for so much work, putting so much work into this. It's been awesome.
Yes. No, of course. I'm sorry, Mike. Yeah, that was your turn to talk. What's up, bud?
Oh, the whip is just so cute. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, we're excited that you're going to be there, of course, buddy. We gotta thank Jerem, artist extraordinaire, member of our community, makes a lot of our merch, makes a lot of our graphic design. The speed in which this human being works is truly mind blowing. Please hire him if you're in need of some amazing art. We got to thank our booking company, Real Good Touring, for putting this together. We hit some incredible snags along the way, and they've been able to really right the ship in a really impressive way. So thanks to that crew as well. This is great. We're going to try and have some special stuff for people who are at the show live. We will give you ticketing information the second we can. It will be pretty limited in quantity, the amount of tickets that we can sell to this thing. So just a heads up for that. But yeah, we wanted to get the word out about it today, and we will give you all the details when we have them. But you know what you need? You need to know that the date is December 9th, the time, 12 p.m. sharp. You get there as early as you want, but 11:30 are doors. And more information to come.
Yes. I put this in our little doc here, but I will personally guarantee that we will stream it no matter what any AV person says to me.
Wow, because there's been many road speed bumps on that road.
Many speed bumps, and I'm tackling it like I tackle life and just going pedal to the metal, flooring it, just go straight through the maze, baby.
We could beat the train, is what I say as the train approaches. That's what we always say as we make.
You just got to jump on it. You just got to pick up enough
speed
and then
use
jump on
momentum in your favor.
The problem in Spider-Man 2 is that Peter shouldn't have stopped the train. He should have just pushed it so he clears the river.
Exactly.
He's just a boy. I'm just a man.
And you'll get more beats like that during the Game of the Year discussion, because we're going to have a lot of great topics and a lot of great categories and stuff like that. So, make it happen.
It's a lot of. It's going to be great fun times. If you're in the Los Angeles area, Southern California, we'd love to see you. I'll give everyone. No, I'm not going to say. I'm going to give everyone a hug. I'm going to give everyone
mouth kiss.
I used to kiss everyone on the cheek. How do you think I feel?
Polite and thoughtful head nod, where I just look at you and like, proud of you.
Ooh, that means a lot to me.
Proud of you. That's right.
You should start bumping butts as a greeting, because like there's like a lot of padding there. There's not a lot of like actual flesh contact. Yeah, like just a nice friendly butt bump. Say
I feel like that won't catch on, Mike. I like where your head's at. I'm just not sure
attitude. Hey, December 7th, the Game Awards. December 9th is the Giant Bomb thing.
Wait, Mike, what's on December 8th?
What's on December 8th?
Mikey's birthday. We better find a Cheesecake Factory. Let's go.
Oh,
yeah.
Man,
okay, I'm just going to leave this poster up for the rest of the time. We have one more special announcement, and I didn't clear this with everyone. The announcement is Mike is going to tell us about his vacation.
Yay!
Oh, what a surprise. Yay. I'm kidding. I want to hear it. Mike.
Mike, you were gone for quite a while. You were on the cruise?
I was gone for it. Well, I was only on a cruise for 3 days, and then it was kind of a normal Disney World trip after that. But the cruise was definitely the highlight. Like the most, for somebody who goes to Disney a lot, it's always the most exciting to see the new things. And I've never been on a cruise or a Disney cruise, obviously. So the Disney cruise, like, wow, this is only new things. That's exciting. So it was fun. Night one, a bit of a hiccup. Turns out those ships move, and you can get pretty sick if you're not ready for that.
I would imagine everyone on a Disney cruise gets sick at some point.
Wait, did you got sick? My understanding is those cruise ships are like
solid,
so rock solid that it's impossible for it to happen.
You can feel them move though, for sure.
That's what I thought, Jeff. Going into this was what I told myself. This is a big ship. It was pretty Now, some people were saying, oh, it was especially bad weather or windy, or like, oh, because it's a 3-day cruise, they have to book it a little to get to Nassau, or our first port of call. I don't know. Whatever it was rocking. Now, Dr. Dad did bring some pills that eventually snapped me out of it. But for a while there, I was like, oh, no, this is just going to be my whole 3 days. This isn't going to be good.
Were you in a box or something? I don't understand. Why are you miming like you were in a box?
Because I'm showing the sway. I wasn't in a box. It was roomy.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Small rooms.
But I felt bad that first night because, like, I was with my dad and my stepmom. We go to dinner. My stepmom, like, left immediately. I tried to, like, keep my dad company because he was fine. He didn't care. Then my food came, and I was like, all right. We had a waiter who had a really long name with 4 A's, so he's like, oh, just call me 4 Aces, ha ha ha. And I'm like sitting there, green. 4 Aces like sees this, and he's like, haha, I guess Goofy must be steering the ship. I was like, not now, 4 Aces.
You didn't think that was hilarious and amazing?
No. Like 4 Aces.
Mike, this sounds like a nightmare.
Normally, I'd be all about this 4 Aces, but not right now, please. I'm sinking everything I have to not just make a mess on your table. Please give me a vote.
How come you didn't tweet about that? How come you didn't tweet about the sickness?
I was scared at the time. I didn't want everyone to think, oh, Mike's sick on his cruise the whole time. Because, my dad gave me a pill and a patch, and then the next day we start off docked at Nassau anyway. So after that, I was we were in a Bahama cruise. So I didn't go to Nassau. I stayed on the boat because it seemed more fun on there. And I actually had a few people tell me, don't go to Nassau. They'll rob you. I don't know if that's just some kind of white person fear that got spread to me. But I was like, they have a water slide on the boat. So
water slide, get robbed.
Right. Yeah, what does this tropical island country have for me that isn't on this Disney boat? So... yeah, I just stayed on the boat. And there was, the water slide. It's like a ride. You go on a ramp. They have like videos of Mickey. And then the water slide goes down and up because of the jets.
Wait, what?
So, what? Water slides can go up now.
What?
Wait, but okay, you have to be more specific. Well, like where along the line does it go up?
Like after you go down. So you're on like a raft.
Oh,
go down.
Chumbawamba Tech. Got it.
But then you go up.
Yeah, when you go down, you go back up again.
Oh, okay.
It's like a water coaster, they call it. But it wasn't like all that intense or anything. Even though you associate Disney stuff with kids, a lot of adult stuff, like 7, 8 bars. One was the Star Wars one. What'd you say, Jeff?
Said a lot of wife swapping. You just said adult stuff. I just assume that's what that means. You're nodding like, hey, man.
I did karaoke the one night, and then the next day we were at like Disney's Island. I felt safe there. I was walking around.
Dude, Jesus Christ!
I was walking around Disney's Island, and people just come.
Goofy to come up and mug you. I want that to happen.
That's what's gonna happen.
As I was just walking around the island, people would be like, "Hey, karaoke Mike," and I was like, "Yep, that's me, I guess."
Carrying around a sick bag and 11 seasick patches on his forehead.
God. Mike, were you wearing sunglasses the whole time? I feel like you should have been.
No, I'm not a sunglasses. Look at my eyes. Look how dark they are. I don't need sunglasses. I've never worn. I hate sunglasses.
I'm unsure you know.
Absorbs all the light.
Yeah,
that's not what sunglasses do. They're not designed.
It's true. Because I don't.
Stop doing this.
I'm gonna keep talking to you. Like,
no, keep doing that. Don't ever stop doing this.
I don't like it.
Don't. I gotta get a Photoshop open. Give me a second.
I'm already ahead of you, buddy.
I've never liked sunglasses. They always like basically make everything look dark.
But
I
it's
don't
like
need them. I'm fine.
The vibe, Mike. I feel like you would match the vibe of sunglasses.
I agree, but I can't torture myself like that. The world is full of color. It's a world is a carousel of color, right? Like so they say in Disney. So I had to look at it all. Okay,
I want to go home.
Man, you gotta understand about Mike is he's a Jimmy Buffett fan, and I think that explains most things about him. So.
Jeff told me Jimmy Buffett died during Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, I'm the person that broke the news to Mike that Jimmy Buffett died. I'm also
but is that why you guys did shots?
Yeah, yes. Tequila.
Yes, exactly. I'm also the person that told him that Coke Zero was ending, so I was there for the 2 worst moments of his life.
Well, it turns out they just changed the formula slightly, so it was okay.
Yeah, but hey, in the moment, you were very devastated.
God, I gotta get myself some Minotti problems, man. Seems like it's easy living, baby.
It's not bad. It's not bad. bad. Lots of good food on the boat. We went to like the one nicer restaurant called Palo, and it was a steakhouse, and it was incredible. That people were saying the chicken tenders on the ship, like the tendies situation, is real good. I'm like, they're tendies. How good can they be? Oh, they're good tendies. You can get just all the tendies you want. They won't stop you.
Yeah,
and they had 3 different barbecue sauces for your tendies.
Wait. 3 different barbecue sauces.
Yeah.
Didn't know there were that many.
It's just, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad you ate that food and enjoyed it.
Oh, I ate my tendies. It was good. But yeah, that was good. And then, a lot of time in Disney World. I did the new Moana walkthrough thing.
How's that?
Oh, it was fun. Yeah, there's like water everywhere, and you get to like pretend like you're Moana. Like there's one where like the water,
I always do.
It's like a jet of water going up. I'm gonna keep doing this motion, and it matches where your hand is, like magic. So you put your hand here, the water comes up to there. You put it there, the water comes up to there. Lots of just fun little stuff like that. It was cute. It was pretty at night. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff going on. It was long. It was a long time to be away, even in Disney World. At that last day, I was pretty beat up, right? I love my Disney vacations. It is always this weird thing where I get home and I'm like, I'm exhausted from my vacation.
Well, Monday or Sunday night, you're like, hey, you want me on GMM? Like, you were ready to go as soon as you got back.
Oh,
so what
sure.
were you like, man, I kind of miss getting back into the swing of things?
Oh, I definitely missed it. Yeah, I mean, so, doing all the stuff with you guys, my stuff at Games Beat. I was listening to as much stuff as I could. By the way, the Switch is the best console ever. I just wanted to...
Yeah, I was kind of like, man, I should have waited till Mike was here. That helped.
But, yeah, you guys did a lot of great stuff, though, and it was always good, because at night I would still like to try to listen to a little something, or a couple times even in lines. I didn't wait too many lines because I'm so good at the lightning lane stuff. The longest line I waited in was 90 minutes to get that picture with Scrooge McDuck and Donald Duck together at the Christmas party.
Yeah, that seemed worth it. Yeah.
Oh, they don't know. They're not normally together, Bacalar. Come on.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, fair enough. I take that back.
They made me take a picture with Minnie and Daisy afterwards, and I felt a little awkward about that.
They
like,
made you?
Well, it's like the line was for both.
Or did you like grab their shoulders or what?
I think I just kind of stood there and let them flank me, and it's like I think I tried to make a joke, and it was probably awkward. Like, haha, yeah, thanks, girls. Like, I don't know, what is this? Like, what am I doing here? Like, man, I think it's weird too. I don't want to do this.
I said I was never gonna go back to Disney, but I feel like now
we're all gonna be in SoCal.
That's true, but I think I just need to go with Mike. Like, I want to.
Oh yeah,
it's a good time.
I need to be there with you, man. Because
it was nice. He was like, he's very considerate because I think at that point, like, the joy for him is like having you experience joy. So it's like,
yeah,
I got to see all this stuff really quickly. I'm like, oh, this is a great time. So yeah, it's good.
That's exciting. Let's just cancel the live show and go to Disney. Huh?
Yeah, that seems fair. I've been Disney on my birthday. That always sounds great, but it's actually a lot harder to get to Disneyland from downtown LA than you think it is until you've done it.
It's a long ride.
It's a long ride.
I remember
right there, but
I remember when Grubb, Dan, and I jumped onto the shuttle. It was like a solid hour to get there.
Jeez.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
from where we were in Los Angeles. Well, speaking about thirsty costumed characters. That was a stretch. Sorry.
Got there?
I had fudge M&Ms in my mouth. Let me just finish.
Fudge M&Ms? Was that like the brownie ones in the purple bag?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stop doing that with your eyeballs, please.
Are we okay with that? Oh my God, Mike, that's just horrifying. Mike is doing the thing where he's like Clockwork Oranging himself.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you my Clockwork Orange story, not yet.
Good. Keep that one in the vault.
I can't remember if you're the one who thought it was a porno or not.
That's me.
Well, I mean,
I've been playing Thirsty Suitors.
Okay, good. Thank you, Jay.
Parts of it do feel like an adult film. Thirsty Suitors, I checked this out during Summer Game Fest and it is finally now out. It is very akin to a Southeast Asian perspective of Scott Pilgrim adjacent story where you are going back to your hometown, you got to take care of some family jazz, and while you're in your hometown, you encounter all of your exes. And it is just as awkward as you would expect it to be, except they gamify encountering your exes. One of the mechanics in this it isn't like a primary major mechanic in the game, but there is skateboarding in it. And it feels okay enough. It feels Tony Hawk adjacent enough. But the neat thing that they've added to this that is not critical to any of the major stuff that you do in this game is like up grinding or grinding a rail above you. And I am all for that. I think skateboard games should do that. Whether it's Tony Hawk pulling out a fun little hook from his pocket or just doing like holding it above him and just like holding on to that for dear life as you're going by, because I am all for up grinding. That's the new official name. The X Games Council has told me I'm clear to announce that today. That's the fourth announcement.
Yeah.
Talk to Tony.
Did that. Yeah.
Talk to Bob. Chad Muska.
Sean White, even.
Yeah. Kelly Slater.
Oh, I saw something signed by Kelly Slater. I was at a Ron John gift shop, and I thought about his weird GameCube PlayStation 2 game.
Travis Pastrana. Okay. I know he doesn't really grind on rails, but he allowed it.
It's messed up that the first game I thought of when you said this was Assassin's Creed Revelations, because they were running out of ideas. So the whole thing, there was the hook blade. There's like that meme where he's like, that guy's explaining it to Etsy. It's like, it's got two parts, the hook and the blade. And then they photoshopped that Nick Cage, like, oh yeah, face on it.
But it's a very Greg, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, this game has grinding. I didn't realize that's what kind of game it is.
Well, you encounter your exes, so there may be some grinding going on.
Okay.
I got it.
The skateboarding mechanic is not like a big thing. It's just one of these small, like, little things they've added to it. Your encounters with your exes turn into like turn-based RPG combat, where it's not just like attacking and defending, casting a spell. The story and your encounter is being told throughout it. So occasionally when you get to the second phase of this boss battle with your ex, it's really just you kind of uncovering some trauma that had happened between you guys, where it's like, hey, so did you cheat on me and you didn't tell me about it? Is that what happened here? Or why did you leave me? Type of thing, type of stuff going on. And it's an entertaining way to talk to and encounter previous lovers in your life. I wish that no one has to ever do it, because that in the game it's fun, real life incredibly awkward. But it's doing a lot of neat stuff, and I forget the main character's name. But
Thirsty.
Yes, Thirsty has a whole slew of differing styles and types of X's. So, folks that are males, females, male presenting, female presenting. And it's neat because you're all just trying to solve your personal issues at the end, and I feel like it handles closing the book on previous relationships in a positive way versus making everyone completely like evil enemies, antagonists, versus like, okay, we can actually grow past this, but I will beat the shit out of you first.
Cool. Yeah, I is the strength of this game the characters, the story, the and when you say the combat is like, or the combat, like encountering your exes, it creates a turn-based combat sort of scenario. Is that like Undertale?
I've never played Undertale. I think I locked myself into having to play it for Extra Life one year, and I have yet to return or deliver on that.
Jandertale,
it's right there.
Yeah, that's it.
But Thirsty Suitors, once you encounter them, it turns into a turn-based combat game where it can start to feel a little bit repetitive as you go through the encounter, because you're just trying to whittle down a life bar or charge up a specific power. But as you go through the boss battle style encounter, some different mechanics pop up, where like a turn-based type of thing where you have to Paper Mario style hit a certain command to be more effective, or have someone slip on like wet ground or whatever. But yeah, it's mostly the story and the characterization that is pulling me through the game so far. The mechanic stuff, it's there, it's neat. I feel like it's mostly there just to diversify combat. I'm not super deep in, about like 2 hours in, but I'm all about up grinding.
Yeah, of course. This is what we've always known about you, Jan, is you're the up grinder.
Yeah.
We grind up and we punch down.
Exactly. That's what we do here at Giant Bomb. Jan, if I have a list of games, like the Game Awards stuff got announced, and there was a bunch of indie games that got nominated, and I'm like, oh, I don't actually think I played any of these, because I haven't really played Dave the Diver. I played a little bit of it. I haven't played Dredge. I haven't played Venba. There's like a whole list of indie
Played
games.
a little Sea of Stars, right?
I played a little Sea of Stars, and I kind of want to play more of it. But it's like, but that's my point here is if I have this list of games that I'm trying to catch up on this year, do you think this ranks high on that list of I should try this now, or is this kind of thing like when I have time, maybe later?
I'd hate for this to get lost
Right.
amongst like the storm of everything, especially with bigger, high-profile indie titles. And we don't have to get into it right now about what qualifies and what doesn't qualify as an indie
Sure.
game, because that's a hot topic right now. But you know, I will say that I think the story and the characterization of everyone in Thirsty Suitors is substantial enough to check it out before Game of the Year season ends.
Okay.
But that being said, I do think it could occupy a good spot in that like holiday period of like post Game of the Year, post New Year or pre New Year's, where like we have like a stretch of time to really sink your teeth into a game. You know, like
Okay.
I feel like
Yes, that
Venba
sounds good.
is going to wind up in that spot for me, where I don't have the time right now to just fully dive all the way deep into it. Because there's an obscene amount of indie games that came out, y'all. Like, we talk about all the AAA, AA, B game style stuff. This has been another great year for indies. And I think, unfortunately, because of the high volume of all the bigger stuff, it's getting forgotten about.
Yeah, Poor Cocoon. That's a real good game, right? Like that could have been nominated for Game of the Year last year.
That's the one where I'm like, I actually might prioritize that for one. I know it's relatively
like 2-3 hours.
Exactly, it's shorter, and people say
It's a
got,
grubby
like,
game. I think.
Yeah, it's a grubby game. Yes,
Because
exactly.
there's bugs in it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, those are my people. So yeah, I think that's the one I'm prioritizing. I did Humanity last week. Really, really liked Humanity. So I'm gonna try to keep some of these games in my rotation when I'm also catching up on like Baldur's Gate and stuff.
Yeah, if anyone has like smaller titles that they want to like recommend to the crew to check out before we get to Game of the Year, I'd be more than happy to check some of that out, maybe like in a grab bag style thing. Like one of the titles I think like is not going to get any love except for from me is Fuga 2, you know, just loading those furry children into the Soul Cannon and everything. God. And that's not even an indie game. That's like a fun JRPG with cats. Hey, Fire Emblem Engage came out this year?
Sure did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Grub.
It was January.
I'm going to ask you, is that worth
Please.
circling back to?
Listen, I like it a lot. Did you finish Three Houses?
Finished it like 3 times.
Okay.
One for each house.
When it comes to Three Houses,
Only
for
one
you,
house,
what
actually.
was it like? Oh man, I just love spending time with these characters.
That was a big motivating factor, yeah.
Don't go back to this one.
Yeah, the characters suck in this one. The
Damn.
combat is better. Like
The combat is the best the Fire Emblem has ever been. It's
great.
so good.
The characters
is
and
why-
story suck.
Yeah, it's they suck so much that it makes it easy to lose momentum with some of the best turn-based tactical gameplay you've ever experienced, which is really frustrating. Because again,
Man.
I really like that game.
Yeah, when they announced Engage, I was really hyped about it because I think Three Houses ranked. I think it's one of my favorite games that released in the past decade.
Right.
But a lot of that is tied to the Superior House, the deer, the yellow house,
The Golden Deer are pretty
golden
good.
deer baby. All right. Well, you know, speaking about upgrinding, you upgrind by holding your skateboard with your hands. And Jeff Grubb, you've been playing a game called Hans.
Yes. So I opened up my. That's a hell of a transition. I opened up my Extra Life stream with this game Hans, which is the other watermelon game that's out right now.
Oh.
Yes, this is a only up like. Where you play as a watermelon, so it's oblong. I talked about this a little bit somewhere, but either way, I played some more of it, and I like these games. I like the idea of just a bunch of assets from a store thrown into a game to make an obstacle course. And the sort of spin on that here is because you are playing as a watermelon, it is oblong and it is misshapen. So some of the rolls you do will kind of throw you off the path a little bit. I had played a little bit of this before during the stream. I played enough to like starting to get the flow of things, and it's they don't even really have controller support, so I was playing mouse and keyboard. But after like 30 minutes playing it, I was really getting the hang of the feel of like how this watermelon is going to behave. And then there's something about like, okay, I fell down, but now I could do all these obstacles that were a challenge for me before relatively quickly. And having that difficulty curve get conquered so quickly and feeling like you're making progress is really nice. The problem is that, and this is the problem with these games in general, you look up and you see just how much further you have to go. And it's so intimidating that when you do fall after like 10 minutes and you're like, well, that's 10 minutes. And I know realistically, I'm gonna have to climb for at least an hour and a half, probably longer to actually get to the top of this. And boy, when I fall from that, that's going to be even more frustrating. Now, I think that's what makes it a good game for streaming. And it's got some fun elements of you can get costumes for your watermelon, and the costumes are always just off the path. So it's like, I could take a risk of go get this costume, but that's going to increase my chances of falling. And then my watermelon's going to be dressed up like Groucho Marx. Is that his name? The guy with the bushy and the in the nose.
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam, and that's fun. But in general, I just like that it's a pretty competent one of these. It's not falling apart at the seams like some of the ones have been. And when you fall from a great height and the watermelon hits the ground, the game yells Hans at you.
Does it smash though?
No.
Oh.
See, get the fuck wrong. What are we doing?
All right.
What are we doing?
I'm going to cut this 2 minutes out of the pod.
I haven't fallen from 5, 6, 7 stories. Maybe it does if you get high enough, but from where I was falling, it did not
from
smash.
4 feet, it should destroy itself.
It would explode rolling off a table.
Making a video game here.
I will crush a watermelon with these goddamn thighs right here.
Oh,
yeah,
actually, I feel like that's very hard, but I'd love to see you attempt it. Nevertheless,
I'm gonna be doing squats till game of the year then.
Yeah, we know what we're doing during intermission. Is the watermelon named Hans? Is that?
Oh, this is an excellent question. I don't know. I just know that when I fall from a great height, the game just goes in like a voice with gravitas and says Hans.
Man,
I guess Hans is an immortal being birthed from a bizarre twist of science and left behind when humanity embarked for the stars.
Well, there you go. So, of course, it doesn't smash. It's immortal.
Oh. Hans isn't just a refreshing summer snack. He's a melon with dreams, ambitions, and a bounce that defies his juicy constitution. Okay.
Baclar is also reading my bio, it turns out.
Yeah. Oh, wait, this is John's, not Hans. Okay.
It's Jan. Sorry.
Man. I can't stop thinking about Frozen because there were so many Frozen things that I did on the Disney trip, and Hans is the name of Anna's boyfriend who turns out to be evil. Yeah, like I did a Frozen dinner on the boat, and then there was a Frozen fireworks show before Christmas, and there was a Frozen sing along that was like way better than it had any right to be. So I kind of got re-Frozen coded. It's all I can think about. I've been listening to the Frozen 2 soundtrack. It's a problem.
I feel like not everything that pops up in your head about Disney needs to like.
And yet it has.
Spurt out your mouth, maybe.
That was a good. I contributed.
Maybe.
Well, I'm all for this saga of Mike getting back into Frozen because hey, turns out Frozen is pretty good music. Speaking about saga, Mike Minotti, Alan Wake 2, you have finally gotten the chance to dip into it.
Yeah, I didn't want to start it before I left on the trip because I knew I was going to be.
I told you not to.
Days. Yeah, it'd be weird, right? But last night I did finally get to start it. There's a downside to that because it is a little weird. Like it's already won a Game of the Year award. So many people are like,
It did.
Yes, this Game of the Year. Yeah, the Golden Joystick.
Oh, I thought Baldur's Gate won that.
Am I just making shit up now? Shit.
Well,
it definitely won some awards, I'm sure at that, but.
Yeah, okay. I think you're right, actually. Maybe I'm making shit up. Okay, but yeah, everyone's going on about how amazing the game is. So it's like a little awkward to
go into it. It won Critics' Choice, so you're not making shit up.
Critics' Choice, thank you. Okay, that was my thing. Cool. But still, like, you do immediately kind of get it a bit. There's a lot interesting going on. I only got to play for a few hours. I just got past the night show thing with Alan Wake, so I barely just started playing as him. There's like this. I have this fear immediately that like, oh no, I'm gonna be the asshole who likes Alan Wake 1 more because because like everybody drags on Alan Wake 1 for like, oh, the fighting gets repetitive. You just keep shooting things with your flashlight, and at least this far in, I'm like, I wish I had some more things to shoot with my flashlight. So that could change pretty quickly. I don't know. And Jeff said this before, and I'm a little bit at that point too, where I am kind of waiting for the amazing things to happen. So far, everything has been done really well, very competently, with a lot of like flair, just like a lot of good presentation. But it has been a lot of walking and talking, and even the Mind Palace, which is a really gussied up version of just kind of a walk and talk, or just kind of relaying information. That is what it is. It's not that much of a game that you're doing in there necessarily. So I definitely am into it, and I want to play more. I'm not like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm excited to play more.
Mike, do me a favor and at least get to chapter 4 of Alan Wake's campaign.
Yeah,
that's
apparently
it.
so. I'm at the same point, Mike, and we'll be playing on the website tomorrow. When you get a chance to choose between playing Saga or Alan, everyone's saying at least play Alan until you get to the part, and you'll know it when you get there. That's what everyone's telling me.
And like,
am I gonna see another dick?
I hope so.
Hey,
how many will you see?
We can only consider ourselves so blessed if we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the problem with Alan Wake 2 is that like I don't want to oversell it for some folks, and like I know some of the language around it of folks saying it's a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5. It's an
and there's some asshole in here
masterpiece.
saying it was their new favorite game ever after they already said that about Tears of the Kingdom earlier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Who says that? God.
I feel like I definitely said that too. So I'll tackle that grenade there. For
Yeah,
you,
that's
Jan.
right, Winship. I did say it was the Jesus of video games.
Oh wow.
I'm right where Mike's at with Alan Wake 2 still. By the way, I'm glad that I'm playing it with you guys, because your guys is all at like seeing things from the from parts before that you've already played and going, oh, it's making me think like, okay, I'm glad I'm paying attention. I'm glad I'm glad I'm spending time with this, because I bet a lot of these things are going to pay off. They just haven't yet for me. Again, I'm into it. I think I'm just in the building up. I'm like putting money in the bank, and at a certain point, this game's going to cash it all out, I think. And I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Yeah, so I am right on the precipice of completing this game. I know for a fact that I'm like maybe 1.5 chapters away from completing it. But I have this weird paralysis that I used to have with games long time ago, where I just don't want it to end yet. And I know that, hey, a type of new game plus is coming out in the future, but I need to finish this game if I'm gonna say that this is my favorite game of the year.
Yes, we are going to require that of you, I think.
Yes. I also don't want any grief from any special guests about me not completing games.
He's going to just destroy you. It's going to be over for you.
I changed my mind. I want you to say that your favorite game of the year is a game you didn't beat, because I want to see what Bailey says to that.
Just going to throw a chair at my head. Or something. I'd allow it. But yeah, because of your gusto, Mike, I've decided I'm going to go check out Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Game of the Year nominee, Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Congratulations, Mike.
Congratulations,
Mike. Everybody was telling me it wasn't going to happen. I believed them, which made that victory. Victory, like I made the fucking game. Victory! Oh, the sweeter.
I'm going back on the cruise.
It's right. It's happening. All remakes don't count. Looks like they do, huh? Looks like they do. Yeah, Resident. I don't want to like. That's the other thing. I'm trying not to just compare Alan Wake 2 to like the Resident Evil games that I like recently, because I also played Resident Evil 2 Remake for the first time last month, and also very good. But yeah, honestly, even playing Alan Wake 2 is incredible how much you could see it taking from those games, especially Resident Evil 2 Remake. And like, of course, definitely do that.
Yep,
that's a great idea. Like the weapons selection thing is straight out of there, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it should be. That's great.
Speaking about Resident Evil 4 Remake, Grub, you just threw this onto the dock now.
Yeah, I guess I decided I want to talk about it. I got back into it. I've mostly been playing on the Steam Deck OLED. It is very good on there. It looks really nice. The HDR really does pop, and boy, yeah, it just looks nice. But yeah, turns out that game is one of the best games of the year. It is very good. The shooting's just very fun. It has such a good pace to it. Like you're doing like stuff that might be stressful because it's like so intense, but the game is going to probably change up pretty dramatically here in the next 15 to 30 minutes. It's always going to be introducing something new, and sometimes it's going to be very, very different. Like I did get to the minecart scene last night, and it was like, oh, it's so silly and fun, and it's like this little delight in the middle of this game that is so different from everything else, and yet it leans into what the game is best at: the shooting and the interactions with the enemy characters, and sometimes they're holding the little sticks of dynamite, and you shoot them, make them explode. But just like popping off headshots, bang, bang, bang on these moving carts is so satisfying. I don't know. I got to the part where I really dealt with Ramon Salazar, and I remember people saying how they thought this game removes some of the fun of the original game because the original Ramon is more like he's more like silly, and I'm like,
he's more of a goober.
More of a goober, and he is. And I miss his tricorn hat, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's completely fine.
There are so many other characters who get a big glow up in this game because of that, like Ashley and other people. So, that's the great thing about these remakes. Again, and they are different games than the originals, and those originals are still there. But yeah, in this version, you have these differences, and sometimes maybe you're not going to like the differences. That's what's great about them, is that you do have these two bespoke experiences now. But yeah, Jeff, that was I think that is like the number one thing I could say about the game, why I like it so much. I don't know if I ever played a better paced video game.
Yep.
The pacing is just incredible.
I think I remember thinking about that about the original Resident Evil 4, and I think it's better here.
Okay.
It is just really well. I mean, I can't put it down at night. That's the big thing for me. That is almost always a sign of really good pacing, because I do need something different about every 12 to 30 minutes. It's like in that range. I can feel myself getting a little bit antsy, and it's not just it's going to be different. The individual levels themselves have a good build to them. You're working towards something. You usually they put you in a space where you see the thing that you're going to be interacting with, and now it's like, okay, now let's set up, give you a bunch of things to interact with that, and we're going to put some challenges in your way, along that path. But overall, it's about dealing with this big problem. And I really like that. It's just a really confidently made and well-directed video game.
I think that's why I like Alan Wake 2 so much, because it does remind me so much of like evolving off the back of RE4. The thing I really think that you highlighted that I don't really talk about with RE4 is like there's something so satisfying about the sort of like controlled maze of every level where you kind of like, it's just this amazing kind of like, and you're back here and we just stick the landing of like your path. And I think
the design is just incredible.
Yeah, and it's
pretty
just
hard
really
to get lost. You can go on these tangents, but the game always takes you back to either where you need to be or somewhere interesting.
Yeah, the real estate like management of all that is like so smart and really fun. And I think it's even and it is able to like convey a bit of its own sort of like storytelling just through that, right? Where you're like the place you thought you couldn't even like touch, you graze upon, and then you're just like back. And that stuff's really, really awesome to see when it lands,
Yes, definitely. And I do playing these games side by side, Resident Evil 4 and Alan Wake 2. Again, see the parallels. They're going for slightly different things. Obviously, Resident Evil 4 is much more actiony. But yeah, overall, you could definitely see the threads, and it is interesting that another studio's are kind of getting on that tip of like, hey, these are some of the most beloved games. We can kind of just take what we want to do it in that style, and it's a pretty good template and can be applied to something like Alan Wake, and they're 100% correct about that.
Yeah, I think, like you said, RE4 is like this action game, right? Like it just straight up is. I think Alan Wake is like surprisingly competent when it comes to the action stuff, where you sort of don't always expect it. I do think they are much more alike than they are not.
Yep.
Definitely.
I've been trying to throw some time into a game that is radically different than anything we've discussed so far. I've been playing Slay the Princess
Yeah, I've been curious about this one. What got you to start it up, Jan?
I saw some positive buzz circulating around Slay the
Yeah, it's
Princess. This is definitely not my style of game, and I say that, but I did play something like Doki Doki Literature Club a couple of years ago. This is what genre is this? A story game, like a narrative style game? A visual novel. Yes. It's a visual novel style game where you wind up Groundhog Daying yourself in a quest to slay the princess, perhaps maybe not slay the princess, perhaps befriending the princess.
Wow.
I'm not personally the biggest fan of the art style. It's all hand-drawn.
Right.
The characters look a little funky for my taste, but the whole thing is voice acted, which is nice. So you can just set the text advanced to auto, just listen along as you're playing through. And I say Groundhog Daying because it is a loop after a while once you get through the initial opening sequence. And then you have to take into account the different choices being made and the different variations as you go through. They are framing this as like a horror visual novel, and I wouldn't say that I've been scared at certain parts. Maybe more so like unnerved. Be warned, the game can get a little graphic at times, and not like graphic in like a hello princess, graphic in a like, oh stop princess, stop, don't do that.
Do you see entrails? Do you see anybody's entrails?
We see several trails.
Okay.
Oh Jesus.
Fair enough.
And that can get unpleasant. I can tell that I like the game though, despite not being a fan of the art style, because I'm sitting there at my computer occasionally hitting F12 because that's like, oh, that was a good line. Boop. Wow, that was a great line. Screenshot. Oh, cool. I'm going to remember this forever. I'm going to pass this quote to someone not related to games, and they'll think I'm hella smart.
Yeah.
Is the thing here, like you said, Groundhog's Daying it, is the thing like, oh, you play through it and then you're like, well, now I want to see it again in a different way? Or is it a continuous playthrough and one playthrough has an effect on the next?
It is a continuous playthrough where you are building upon the information that you are learning each time.
Okay.
There's a narrator, the princess character, but then there are also several voices going on within your head that kind of split off into to the different aspects of you as a character. I don't want to spoil too much. It does seem like it is a lengthier game than what most visual novels would be because there are so many choices and different outcomes. I thought I was making good progress in like the 3 to 4 hours I was in, but it turns out I may be nowhere near the end of the game. It's if you're looking for a palate cleanser, a spooky palate cleanser amongst all of the action games popping off this year, I think I can rightfully recommend Slay the Princess. It may not be for everyone though, because the style of visual novel game it is very dark in the subject matter, and like I mentioned, it does get very graphic where there's multiple times where I had to look away because I was so squeamish around the blood.
Indeed.
It's black and white with the pencil drawing, and I get what you mean about not loving the art style necessarily. Does the blood like have color? Does it like have like pops of color anywhere, or is it all just like the pencil black and white kind of grayscale stuff?
The game is primarily black and white pencil style. However, the blood is like a vibrant pop of red.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, everything, you know, the subject matter of the game, like the storytelling, I think is done really well, and it handles a lot of, you know, existential crises of what is worth it and being okay with your place in life, yet continuing to push on and push forward. But I don't need to question my place in the universe too many times this year. I'm already doing that with several games already.
Sure. Yes. Do you think I would like it?
Here's the thing. I have a hard time recommending it because it is a lot of reading and it is a lot of paying attention to specific story beats.
I don't know if I can learn how to read.
So no, Jeff.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Like I think definitely like maybe if we were to stream this from the beginning, right, and then we do decisions by committee, that could be fun.
Oh, I would have a good time doing that. Yeah.
But there are aspects. It is a lot of like listening or reading. And if that is not your cup of tea, folks at home, then Slay the Princess may not be for you. But if you're looking for another good visual novel style game, I can recommend Slay the Princess. I guess 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim was visual novel adjacent, but there were gameplay elements to that, like the turn-based stuff. But Slay the Princess is purely like, all right, let's read and let's decide what we're going to do.
Cool. Yeah, I got it on Steam. I still might try it, but I doubt I doubt it's gonna be my thing. But everyone's talking it up so much, I might just check in on it.
Yeah, I think you could honestly, like, once you get into the loop of the loop, you can just skip to the specific decisions you want to make. And hey, if you read faster than then the game is performing the voiceover, then by all means you can skip past through a lot very quickly.
Okay. Oh, there is voiceover though, huh?
Yes, voiceover for virtually everything except some of the subtext that is like hard descriptions or like your own decisions will not be voiced, but everything else is, and it's done really, really well as well.
Good.
If this was, I don't think this is out on. I don't think Slay the Princess is out on anything else other than Steam, but I definitely would recommend playing this in a mobile format. Speaking about mobile formats, Mike Minotti, this isn't the game of the week, but this might be peripheral of the week.
Well, maybe I did get a PlayStation Portal. I don't have a whole ton to say about it because I had just got back from my trip, so I haven't really been able to put this thing through its paces yet. But I have some first impressions. I know it looks goofy, right?
Oh, it certainly does.
People.
Yeah,
I think it's really comfortable to hold.
It looks comfortable though. Yeah,
it feels great. Like, it feels probably better to hold than like a Steam Deck or a ROG, or maybe honestly even like a base Switch to me, just having those handles there. I mean, I like the DualSense a lot, and this is basically just a DualSense. I think the analog sticks are actually a little bit smaller than a base DualSense, but still feels pretty good there. Haven't been able to like try too many games on it. I was messing around with Astro Playroom. Yeah, it's cool to just see your game on the screen here, and it works. My big hope is that this is going to help me finish Final Fantasy 16 because I do so much of my gaming in bed and very little of it in my living room. So hopefully I can take this thing to bed and do an hour or two of that on here.
Watch out.
Slay the Princess, Slay the Portal. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, see, I'm like a little worried like how what's going to work because even my little test with Astro, there was like artifacting here and there. It's not much, and clearly you can play it. But I always have that issue with streaming where as soon as things get slightly unoptimal, I'm like, well, why am I playing it like this? I should just not play it like this. Why am I doing this, right? It like this thing is so nice looking and expensive looking and hefty. It is kind of a bummer that's like, oh, it is just streaming off my PlayStation. Like, I wish there was something in here, even if they just like put in like, I don't know, 50 PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games, something that was just natively on
That'd be
here.
interesting.
So I knew if I'm carrying this thing around, I have access to something without connecting to my PlayStation. That would help. Or even the cloud streaming stuff, like the normal cloud
Does
stuff,
it
right?
feel fragile at all, Mike? Like, how does the build quality feel?
It feels sturdy. Like, again, like the thing itself, I think, feels great. The screen even looks nice, right? It is a black mirror, man. Like, that is there you guys are. See, like, there you are. Yeah. Right, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, initial impressions are the device itself, I think, is pretty nice. I think it's sturdy. I think it's good build. Not exactly sure how functional it is or how well it's going to work for my purposes yet. I will report back on that.
How much is this thing again?
200.
Knows better than, 200.
Oh, it's 200?
I think so. Yes, $200.
Okay. In my head, I thought it was 300. I'm like, oh, I can't justify this. This is a stupid purchase. But then when I heard 200 just now,
yeah, 300 would have been crazy.
Maybe
It would have been nuts.
It would have been like sort of normal for like a consumer electronics company like Sony, but I think that they're wise enough now at this point to not go down that route. $200 completely fair. Well, close to fair for this.
Close to fair.
Yes.
Approaching fair.
I could justify it, basically. Yeah. People are in chat are like, hey, why doesn't it have Bluetooth? Most consoles don't have Bluetooth. Only the Switch has Bluetooth, really. I don't think the Xbox doesn't have Bluetooth.
Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck does have Bluetooth, and it uses aptX, which is the low latency Bluetooth for connection here. But Yeah, it's just there's too much latency with most Bluetooth codecs to actually support that.
Doesn't it feel like a little feature light though? Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it now.
Yes.
It's just like why even put
Absolutely.
this to market?
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think the question is going to continue to be for this. Who is this for? But the fact of the matter is, I keep saying me. So I'm fine. I got an answer. I'm good. I'm going to get it. That's everyone else's problem if they don't have a reason to buy it. Maybe it's not a problem at all. Just don't buy it.
Mike, is there an SD card slot at all on it? Like, can you load up anything?
I don't think so.
What would you need that for?
I
Like, what
don't
would
know.
you-
Like maybe you're watching
to
movies.
hack it, homebrew.
Well, of course. They're like, oh, did we put in the hack port?
Well, I mean, I think that USB port you're still going to be able to get in there.
Yeah,
mess
get up
around.
in that business.
Get up
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
not seeing any
business.
holes.
Yeah, well,
At least I'm not
that
taking
must
it
be
to
very
bed.
disappointing for you.
Speaking about
That's right, he's fucking it.
speaking about handhelds,
Thanks, Bagler.
I finally got my hands on the Analog Pocket.
Hey, me too.
Ooh.
Me too, bud.
Let me tell you,
Oh,
Does that smell like a Tony Award or anything like
Pokemon
that?
Blue's in there.
smells like 2 Tony Awards.
Whoa!
Oh my
okay.
God. Wow.
Tony.
Weird.
I don't know what to do with mine.
It smells
Like, I
like
just-
it sounds like someone recorded like a song dedicated to Mike Minotti
Yeah.
near this.
Mike Minotti, Mike.
Sorry, now I get it.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. I bought this analog pocket off of a friend of the site, Alex Boniello. Thanks, Alex. Grub,
It has a good black mirror effect too. Damn, I just held up for a second. I
The
saw
screen on
everybody.
that thing is so good.
Grub, I blame you for me wanting to do this because in the back of an Uber, Grub
Yeah.
just hands me his analog pocket, and out of all the games, I'm playing Stuntman for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, it's such a good game, actually.
And then like
it's all their fault.
the screen quality on this is absolutely
stupid.
astounding.
It's
so
literally
amazing.
10x the Game Boy Advance screen, so that they could just perfectly upscale it. 10x. It's great.
I got one too. I got the orange limited edition
Ooh.
They make
translucent
it as
one.
orange. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. This is mine, not yours, Minotti.
Did you have you installed all the cores, the FPGA cores?
Yeah, I think I did it right. Like Dan hooked it up. Thanks. Shout outs to Dan Reichert. He's on
too
Twitch. And I feel like I'm happy with what I have here. And again, it was him and Boniello. We were having lunch one time, and Bonnie, they're like playing it at lunch. I'm like, what are you? It's kind of rude. You guys are playing. I don't know, like pocket.
It is.
But anyway, I like grabbed one. I was like, oh wow, I need one, and it took me like 8 months to get it. And I feel like I understand exactly what's going on here. This is one of the things where I'm like, I'm more happy to have it, and I want to be playing it more. I want to be playing it more. Like, what do I do?
You play
it
video
more?
games.
Play it more? Is that
Yeah.
it? Like,
Probably have some used game stores and some Game Boy Color games are often pretty cheap. Just go get some.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
he's got the FPGA cores
I
on there, so just download the ROMs.
I just want to do crimes.
Oh.
I would rather
Yeah,
do
all
crimes.
Holy
I think it's
know?
fun to put the carts in, but
Yeah,
me
but
and
you're a pervert.
slots. Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking for holes everywhere.
Yeah.
I got the Game Gear adapter even. Good stuff there.
Oh, there's a Game Gear adapter.
There's a Game
Oh,
Gear
yeah.
Game Gear
Official.
and Turbo
Yeah.
Duo, I think, or whatever it was. What was their portable thing called? Not Turbo Duo, but
Oh, you're talking about
Turbo
Neo Geo
Express.
Pocket?
No, Turbo Express.
Oh, Game Boy.
I
Hey,
can finally check out the
Dude.
pictures on this Game Boy camera.
Yes,
Nice.
that's awesome.
You know,
Whoa,
that was my
time
only.
capsule.
That's my only Game Facts guide ever. I wrote a Game Boy Color fact as a child.
Oh,
Man, I gotta get a Game Boy Color because I have the dock, so I could use that as a webcam. That'd be fun.
oh my
camera, yeah.
God. Yeah, I can use this as a camera. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Somebody did that at remember somebody had the Game Boy camera at
Oh, yeah, PAX.
PAX. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Eevee,
wait.
I think.
the Game Boy camera was made by Game Freak?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it
it
was.
Wow.
Has a ton
Wild.
of Pokemon stuff in
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah.
Game Freak has done a lot of stuff outside of just strict Pokemon.
turns out this is way too dark. The ISO on
And
this
that
is not
badass
good.
elephant.
Okay, there we go. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Well, that's it. Oh, also, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout this out now, but shouts out to Zombie Pie. Shouts out to Turbo Sean for doing a fantastic job at
Yes.
helping organize all the bullshit for Extra Life. Extra Life not being bullshit. It's one of my favorite things we do throughout the year. But we were able to raise in weekend one $13,000. Not a
Ooh.
small feat by any means. Thank you, Grub, for kicking off the day, doing some Titanfall 2. And I was like, oh, man, maybe I should just play Titanfall 2 the whole time.
It's real good.
And
We
then
played I played 6 hours of video games, and it flew by, and it was because of Titanfall 2.
how was that last hour? Did that fly by?
No. No.
God, oh God, no, we get it. You guys don't like Red Dead Redemption 2. It's real interesting.
It literally is. It's just not a good game. It's
Okay,
just not.
cool.
I
Don't
played
worry,
it.
Mike. Mike, you and I, we get along.
We
We get it. Okay.
They should have made it better. That's my big thing.
It's fine. So it's so easy to just it's easy to play. It's easy to play.
Also, special shouts out to John Luke, Jake Decker, Dave Amati, Tamor Hussein, and Matthew Rory for swinging by the SF office. We did Extra Life for a couple hours all together physically. Rory and his company donated a whopping $1,000 to the cause for the children.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And everything. And I made the stupid decision, just like Jeff Grubb did, of like, hey, let's make a lofty goal of doing this, and then we'll probably not get to that, and then someone will immediately get to that. Where I made the stupid decision of like, well, if we get to $7,000, I'll go play through The Quiet Man. And
oh no!
Quiet Jan.
You deserved it. And you made your bed.
I made my bed, and then I lied in it, and then I witnessed the brilliance of The Quiet Man. And let me tell you, I think Alan Wake 2 is related to The Quiet Man.
Oh yeah, it's all part of the same universe. For
I
sure.
think it's part of
the Remedyverse. Yeah.
The
part of the
universe does
Remedyverse.
hate it if you go too long without playing The Quiet Man. Jen.
Yeah.
It like just gets antsy, and so we got to force things to happen again, so he has to play it.
Let me tell you, I thought I had completed this game already, where we could have just done all of the audio, because I feel like we've seen the original campaign.
The quiet version, yeah.
The quiet version, the version too much on this website. But it turns out, when I think I beat the game, I may have done it on Brad Shoemaker's account.
Oh.
Where it's saved there, or maybe Matt Rory's Steam account, because when I got home and I was like, all right, let's go to my library and download The Quiet Man, it was not there. I had to buy it again.
Are there any Quiet Man mods?
There shouldn't be.
Makes it really loud.
I knew that was coming there, Mike. Good job,
So shouts out to Turbo Sean Zombie Pie, everyone that helped out. If you donated or even tuned in for Extra Life Weekend Part 1. Also, folks, I know it's financially very hard times across the board for everyone. So if you find yourself not in a position to donate, don't feel bad at all. Just hanging out, sharing the stream with friends, posting about the stream, that can help out, because someone that may be in a position to donate can go ahead and do that. Jeff Grubb, Mike Minotti, this weekend, Extra Life continues, because y'all are heading to Dan Reichert's house.
I'll be on a plane Friday evening. Mike will be on some Nickelodeon roller coaster bullshit in Minneapolis Mall of America.
It might be scary. I'll look at the coaster.
Yeah,
Be careful. These are actual thrill rides, Mike.
Yes, yeah, I probably will not be going.
He
on
actually
that, to be
won't
clear.
be doing that. No. But yeah, we're gonna be at Dan Reichert's house in his basement, where he's been troubleshooting for like 2 weeks straight, and we're trying to get everything working. But he's done a good job of getting everything set up. We're gonna be there playing games on Saturday, starting at what was it, like 12 noon? I think we're starting noon Eastern, and going at least until 8 p.m. I think, maybe 7 p.m. And then we might start, but yes, definitely noon to 7.
And it's not just you three, because we have another special guest. Nothing bad can happen. The Windbag is also joining y'all in person.
Windbag he is going to be at Dan Reichert's house, and I cannot wait to see what real person the Windbag is like.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. It's exciting.
It's gonna be a pleasant time.
Yeah.
The Windbag is not bringing green screen, folks. Do not wish that on the Windbag.
What
You
about
guys are gonna
Side-
see his
Side
legs.
host won't be there.
You guys are gonna see his legs.
No way. I heard he's tall.
I heard
did
he's
you guys
very
save
tall.
him? I didn't get to watch that. Did Dan save him?
Well, I mean, we loaded the deck. I think Dan did save him.
Yes.
Okay, good. I was worried about that.
All right, folks, that does it for the first segment of the show. A lot of stuff happening, a lot of games. Still a lot of games. I'm still playing like a bunch of stuff too. And there's still more games to play. Still taking recs, folks. If any indie titles you think may have got swept underneath the rug during Game of the year Game Awards season. Send them my way. I want to know. I want to know what else we should check out. Folks, that does it for the first segment. Let's go take a quick break, and we'll be back with the news.
Mike Minotti, 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 Mike.
The games keep coming just like the news keeps coming. Nothing is slowing down, ever. We're sliding downhill. We hit B to crouch on a slope, and we're still sliding. Jeff Grubb, news.
And it don't stop coming. I had to say that to finish what you said.
Finish.
Yeah, okay. So the news, it does feel like it's maybe slowing down a little bit, but there's plenty to talk about still.
It popped off like crazy while I was on vacation, I noticed.
Right. Exactly. So, yes, that week you were out, it was nonstop, huge headlines, and does seem like people are maybe taking a break. I wonder if at a certain point, a lot of these companies might start wrapping things up for the year in terms of big announcements.
Sure.
But Nintendo is going to have one last thing here. In fact, they already did this morning. Nintendo Indie World Showcase happened. Not a lot to not a lot of headline grabbing stuff there.
No Silk Song.
No Silk Song really is the headline. No Silk Song. A lot of the stuff that you've been waiting for in terms of indie games got announced. No UFO 50, things like that. It was a standard Indie World Showcase where they gave us some updates and showed off some new interesting looking indie games. Shantae Risky Revolution and The Outer Wilds, which had been previously announced for Switch, re-emerged here. The Archaeologist edition. Archaeologist edition. And then trying to see if there's anything else that stood out. I wasn't able to watch most of this because we started the Bombcast, but when I looked over, I did think Core Keeper looked pretty cool.
Blade Chimera looked good, 2D action game. Yeah.
Right. The star named EOS, first-person storytelling puzzle adventure, had a cool style. But yeah, overall, just Nintendo giving an update on its indies. And hey, indies do very well on the Switch, so yeah. I'm glad it's still popping off.
The Shantae game is neat because this is the one that was supposed to be the first sequel to the original Game Boy Color game, Shantae Advance, and they just couldn't find a publisher for it back then. And they announced it early in the year that they are just going to finally make that game, and that's what this is. So really cool to see that. Backpack Hero looked neat. That's
Backpack Hero is great.
Crawler. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's like a combination of that moving game, but with the dungeon crawling RPG stuff. That's neat.
Does it have deck building, or is this?
No, it has backpack organization stuff.
Oh, I like that.
You organize your backpack much like you would in like a Resident Evil game. It's like a grid style, and then from there you choose your weapons, and that informs your style of combat. So, like, if you only got a backpack full of bats, you can only swing away at folks.
Sure. And then you're screwed if you come up with someone with a knife, of course. All right. The Game Award nominees were also announced. We're not going to go over all the categories. I got some here. Game of the Year is the 6 nominees are Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and there's one other. I can't remember what it is. Oh, that's right. Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Woo!
There you go.
We did it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's interesting because I think it was always going to be those other 5, and basically the one question mark was, what's that 6th one going to be? What's going to slot in there?
I mean, I knew you're getting a lot of this as the Resident Evil 4 guy, Mike. I'd rather Armored Core 6 be in there than Resident Evil 4, but whatever.
That seems right.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil 4 is, if your game didn't get in, I think it's going to be real easy for a lot of people to be like, which one is my enemy now? And they're going to pick on Resident Evil 4. Well, your game should have been better than Resident Evil 4 is what I'm going to say. But
wow, congrats, Mike. I know you worked really hard on this game.
Thank you.
And,
it was
very
real
exciting
difficult.
for you.
Well, look, it's late. it's not gonna win. This is probably between Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Tears of the Kingdom. That's probably the competition.
Well, I mean, do you guys want to say what
Let's
your
do
pick
it.
is, just real quick?
Out of these 6 specifically.
Yes, out of these 6. Yes, just you don't have to explain it. Just what is your pick, Mike?
I think Baldur's Gate 3 wins.
But, no, I mean, like, is that your choice? What's your choice?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were saying who we think's gonna win. Oh, Resident Evil 4 is my game of the year. Yeah, it is.
Okay. And then Bacalar,
Alan Wake 2.
Jan,
Alan Wake 2.
and then I am The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. But these things could still change. We'll see.
Look, if I was sleeping since October 26th, it would have been Zelda also. I just need you to know that.
You know, I would have said that too, but then I keep finding myself going back every other day to Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man 2 is awesome.
Spider-Man 2 is
really
very
fun.
good.
It's really
and it's
fun.
a shame that it's gonna get pretty glossed over here because it was.
I mean, that happens with all these Insomniac games.
Yeah. I mean, this is an insane list. These are all incredible games.
You're right. It is truly an insane list that kind of, I mean, if you showed me this at the beginning of the year, I'd be like, fuck, all right.
Right.
You know?
Like I know some games are missing, but it's hard to even say they got snubbed. Like, of course, I would like to see Armored Core 6 and Pikmin 4
Yeah.
on there. And some
Yeah.
people are upset that like Final Fantasy 16 or Street Fighter 6 or Starfield didn't get on there. But it's just been that kind of year. It's been
No one's saying Starfield.
I know some people are saying Starfield, but
I'm
I'm like,
sure.
I'm like,
I mean,
yeah,
you're
kinda
allowed
80s.
to say anything, Mike.
You can say whatever you want. That's true.
I'm gonna show my whole ass here, but
Ooh.
I am happy and sad that Hogwarts Legacy did not get nominated. Happy
Yeah, in any category, yeah.
because
right?
fuck J.K. Rowling.
Of course.
Sad for the actual developers that worked really hard on that game.
Yeah, I'm sure if they felt a little salty about that, I wouldn't blame them too much. They kind of got caught up in something. And now, I haven't played the game at all. Do I think that game is possibly better than any of these Game of the Year games? I would
No.
be pretty surprised by that.
No.
No.
But like, I mean, I have no idea. Like, would it have played in Best Narrative? I don't know. Like
Adaptation, would that
adventure.
count?
No, adaptations are TV shows.
Oh,
or
okay,
movies.
okay.
Yeah, I was confused about that. I voted like things getting turned into video games, and apparently it was the other way. So
Yeah, well, they
whatever.
explained it in that text underwear if you read it, but that's okay.
No, I didn't read anything. Let's see. Best game direction: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. You can tell, so it's everything except for Resident Evil 4.
Right, because there's
there.
only 5 in this one. Right.
There's
Well, as soon
only
as
5.
that happened, I was like, well, Game of the Year is going to be those 5 plus 1.
Yep.
I was like, what's it going to be? I said at the time, not Resident Evil 4, so I don't know.
Best narrative: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Quick question. So best narrative, that means best story?
Basically.
Yeah,
Or best
sure.
storytelling.
Story,
Okay.
writing,
Best storytelling is how I would phrase
performance.
it.
It's
yes.
like the whole thing, and
Yep.
that's probably going to be Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, maybe Cyberpunk as a dark horse there, probably.
I get it, but Tears of the Kingdom fucking slammed with its storytelling. I get it. There's not a lot of narrative, but boy, it's so emotional. But like, yeah, hey, it wasn't ever going to
Yeah.
make this list. Not really. I don't know. Of those for best story, you guys going Alan Wake 2, Bacalar and Jan?
yeah. I mean, yeah.
You know, I feel like a lot of people are going to sleep on the story of Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Spider-Man. Oh, I did fall asleep during the storytelling of Final Fantasy 16, just to be clear. But no, I think the storytelling in Spider-Man 2 is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it is,
I think
for the most part.
it's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's solid. I just doesn't do. I don't know. It was very predictable at a certain point. I guess maybe I don't really hold that against it so much, but yeah. Baldur's Gate 3, I'm getting into that enough that I'm like, the storytelling there is really good.
It is.
I could see Baldur's Gate 3 winning that.
I think it's going to go to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I think there's a strong chance for that. And then art direction. Let's do it for this one. Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I flip-flop between Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom, actually.
Yeah.
although I love
Oh.
Hi-Fi Rush.
I think
Really? I
Oh.
think.
Wonder.
Go
Go ahead.
Eckler.
I was
Please
gonna say,
go
I think Wonder. For me personally, it probably takes.
I think I actually am voting for Wonder. I think if I had to just choose one.
Come on, this is where we can give Hi-Fi Rush an award. And
Yeah.
It'll win for best, very specifically music beat fighting game.
Audio design, like it should
there you
win
go.
audio design.
Yeah, for sure. But just the way that game transitioned between like the actual animated segments
very
and the
good.
just cell shade stuff was incredible. I just love the win, and I know like
definitely deserves to be nominated without a doubt.
it definitely deserves to be nominated. I'd be happy if it won.
I think it's surprising that Lies of P got nominated, and I know that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is just aping the Jet Grind Radio aesthetic, but surprised
he's aping Bloodborne, so
yeah,
all's fair.
So I'm surprised that Lies of P made it, but something like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
I don't think very many people played Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of this comes down to how many
true.
people. Yes, it's at a certain point, it's a popularity contest. It really is. I bet if you did like a cross section, like an algorithm of like multiplying a game's sales with its Metacritic score, you would be able to answer the question to all these categories pretty safely. Let's see. Oh, then best performance: Ben Starr, Cameron Monaghan, Idris Elba, Melanie Libbard, who is in Alan Wake 2, Neil Newbin, who's in Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal. Yes, Astarion, yes, and then Yuri Lowenthal, who is Spider-Man. I mean, Ben Starr. That's what I'm going to vote for. Yeah.
Internet gem, Ben Starr.
Sweet little boy.
Yeah, guy's a little bit obsessed with the Cheesecake Factory. He won't let us go anywhere else, but
I know.
Sure.
He won't stop talking about it. It's embarrassing at a certain point, but whatever. He's cool otherwise, other than that.
Yeah, whether or not you like Final Fantasy 16 or you detest the story, Ben Starr is giving it his all throughout the whole damn game.
All right. Dragon's Dogma 2 has been rated, suggesting a release isn't far off. Dragon's Dogma 2 has been rated in Saudi Arabia. Capcom has not announced the release date, but the game is fairly far along. Capcom did recently say that an undisclosed title will be released by March 2024. Most people assume this was Monster Hunter, which is due, but this game's rated. And usually when these ratings happen, we get the games within about 6 to 10 weeks, in that range. That's shocking.
Yeah, but this game's been disclosed.
Yeah, they announced this a while ago.
Yeah, disclosed in what way? Like, of course it was announced. But you think it's does that make sense that it's coming out in like before March?
Man, that seems fast. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we had a real coming out party trailer thing for this game at the Game Awards or something like that, right? With the release date, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, when Resident Evil 4 accepts the award for Game of the Year, they're going to bring up their friends and then, yo, Dragon's Dogma 2, come up here, buddy. You did this too.
What a day. Be so nice. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that Game of the Year like orchestra overture they're gonna do, by the way, with all those songs.
Oh yeah.
Then they're gonna play Bullet in the Blade from Resident Evil 4. And I'm
Flute Man needs to return.
Oh, Flute Man.
That was probably the first person they booked after the show.
Flute Man's gonna be there immediately. He's gonna present for Game of the Year.
We should get him on GB at night. We
need to get the Flute Man on the couch.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can make
the
it
Flute Man. We'll get him.
Let me see Flute Man.
We'll see. I think it's if this game is coming out before March, I think, Mike, you're exactly right. Game of the Year awards, and then a date and a big reveal, and they say, hey, show up in a week, and we'll have a big showcase of all the stuff. They've already done one of those, but I don't think that had a date at that point, clearly. So yeah, we should hear about this very soon if this is the case. Larian is teasing that Baldur's Gate 3 Xbox and physical release news will drop this week. Larian Studios has teased plans to announce an Xbox Series X and S release date for Baldur's Gate 3 and a physical edition of the game. The game got nominated for 8 prizes at the Game Awards as part of a message about that and saying thanks to fans. They also said Xbox fans and fans of physical media should watch this space for a formal announcement. It's going to be a busy week. And that was just yesterday, I believe, when they sent that out to fans. So hey, they keep saying that Xbox version is going to launch before the end of this year. They haven't said exactly when. They did have this interesting tidbit about how they've been optimizing for the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S. And in doing that, they discovered some serious optimizations that will make the game run better everywhere. So a lot of benefits coming from that. But yeah, so it seems like that game's going to make it out before the end of the year on Xbox. So good luck to those fans.
It's so wild that Diablo 4... I have completely forgot about and has not occupied any space in my brain.
Yeah, like a 92 on Metacritic and just not even in the conversation. Not even like people aren't even talking about it getting snubbed.
Yeah, like I feel more people are talking about Armored Core 6 not getting nominated for a lot of these categories we just talked about. But like, man,
that's a better game.
Yeah.
Is it
I liked Diablo 4, but it was pretty easy to kind of move on and forget about Diablo 4 when I was done with it.
Okay, yeah, all right. I gotta include Baldur's Gate 3 in the sprint to the end of the year.
Yeah, good luck.
We could do that. We could do that. Like that thing we do where we play the game next to each other and just like force each other to keep playing. Because I'm starting to make some progress, but I also keep playing Resident Evil 4, and so that's been a problem.
You got your priorities. That's fine.
Well, yes, of course.
Yeah, real game of the year, sure.
Bandai Namco has revealed its Nintendo partner studio. Bandai Namco has officially announced Studio 2 and Studio S. Its internal studio, and I guess this Studio 2 and Studio Test, that's an ampersand. I think they're one thing. It's an internal studio that works with Nintendo on commission projects. The team has worked on a number of Nintendo titles, including Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, and ARMS. But previously, it was like this, not Cloak and Dagger, but this shrouded thing that they were like, oh, we don't have like a Nintendo studio. Now it's like just straight up, this is our name studio that works with Nintendo on things. The team consists of 152 employees, 32% of which are new graduates. The team is currently working on a 3D action game project commissioned by Nintendo. Bandai Namco has a history of working with Nintendo, going back to Donkey Konga and Star Fox Assault, the Mario Kart arcade games. Did they do the F-Zero arcade game? Someone did.
Sega.
That was Sega, thank you. New Pokemon Snap and Pokken Tournament. I'm going to say Pokken. I have no idea if that's right. So yeah, this is like them solidifying this going forward. Nintendo has talked about wanting to release games more frequently and kind of making these partnerships more robust over the long term is one of the ways they're going to get there. They're going to open more studios internally probably, but having Bandai Namco be like, no, we are 100% going to just have this studio dedicated to what you need means probably more Nintendo games going forward. And Bandai Namco's done a pretty good job when they work with Nintendo in the past, so I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I really liked Pokken. Was a
Pokken.
It's supposed to be like Tekken, right? It's supposed to be like that.
So it's Pokemon.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
you can use a chandelier, ghost chandelier Pokemon to fight. Doesn't that sound cool, Leo?
That sounds very cool.
Thank you.
I should main him and get good at this game. Mass Effect 5 got an in-7-day tease on November 7th, but don't expect the game anytime soon. The next Mass Effect game may not see a release until 2029 or later. That comes from Jeff Grubb on Game S Mornings, where we talked about this news.
Did you say 2029?
Like, I believe you, Jeff, but 2029.
Why do they announce this then?
It could come. It could come in like by 2028. Like let's to be fair.
Oh, thank you for being so charitable with bumping up the time frame. What they were talking about years from sci-fi movies, Jeff Grubb.
I know. Yeah. Hey, so they probably shouldn't have done this teaser. I don't get it. This teaser was they did this just to have something for the fans, but they know internally this game is still far off. They are finishing up Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Which will probably release next year. Almost certainly will release next year, but it could slip. It could, but it probably is coming out in 2024. It's a game that they originally tried to get out this year. And that game, when not necessarily when it was announced, but like from its like similar kind of teaser, it got, I think, at the Game Awards in 2018 to now. I'm being told that from this teaser, on the N7-day teaser to when this game comes out, it's going to be a similar timeline. People point out, but Dragon Age was rebooted and all these other things, and it's like that. Yeah, I mean, that didn't derail things in some unexpected way. That was all kind of built into the normal development stuff. Those kinds of reboots happen all the time at that point in the development, and I think that they expect a similar timeline for Mass Effect. So 2028, 2029 is, I just would not get your hopes up for it coming anytime before that. If people want to be like, say 2027, knock your socks off, but there's no reason to expect it by then.
I'm going to be in space by the time this game comes out.
Right?
No. You want to hear something fucked? My kid will be in high school by the time this fucking
That's fucked up.
Stop.
Isn't that fucked up?
Stop.
I hate that.
Aaron
actually.
Rodgers might play football again before this game comes out.
At least this gives us all time to play Mass Effect Andromeda, since this is a direct sequel, right?
Right. So this they did the two key pieces of information outside of the trailer, which was just a cool looking lady in a cool outfit walking down a hallway, and that's it. There was text associated with these little clips that they were putting together. One of them said Epsilon, which is the 5th letter of the Greek alphabet. So obviously Mass Effect 5, Andromeda being 4. There was also Andromeda distress signal was another line, which confirms that they are going to bring in the Mass Effect Andromeda story together with the Mass Effect trilogy story into one, which is probably the right thing to do. I think it makes sense because you could save things by making the next thing better, right? You can rectify. What is it called? Not
Retcon.
Retcon. Thank you. You can retcon and make people feel better about Andromeda if this is respectful of the original trilogy and takes that stuff and does something interesting with it. But we'll see. It's a long time between now and then, and Dreadwolf will have to probably do pretty decently to keep things on an even keel for them.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not guaranteed. BioWare's last 2 games were Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda, right? Like,
yes,
their last 2 were misses, so who knows?
Now, to Quell, I know, man, those BioWare fans are real, and they get heated about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just reiterate what I keep hearing. Dragon Age Dreadwolf is in a good place. They feel pretty good about that game. So I'm not saying it's going to be Game of the Year material necessarily. I don't know, but internally they are feeling pretty good about it.
It's not like Dragon Age Inquisition, right?
Well,
did win Game of the Year.
That kind of defaulted to Game of the Year, right? Because
it was a bad year.
He has a soft year. But yeah, it sounds like they're pretty happy with it, even though they keep delaying it internally. They haven't announced like a release date, so it's not a real delay. It's just kind of the target keeps moving a little bit, but that's a normal part of the development cycle, and they're feeling pretty good about it. So hey, I think it's worth getting your hopes up a little bit.
I know that we go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say 2 thoughts. One, I kind of want to play Andromeda. I never touched a second of that game. The idea of doing an Andromeda playthrough kind of tickles my fancy for some reason.
Let me put this out there. Let me interrupt you real quick. I know that we have a playthrough of Mass Effect 1 through 3, piloted by one Alex Navarro, accompanied by Vinny Caravella. The naming here is too perfect, gents.
Yeah.
Mass Effect Jandromeda.
I know. I immediately thought of it.
Let's go.
I have also never played Andromeda, Mike.
Mike, do you know the drama about naming that feature? Are you aware of this feature where Alex played Mass Effect?
There's drama. No.
So what was the name of it? It was
Mass Alex.
Mass Alex. Mass Alex. So how would you feel if instead they called it Alexy Quest?
Oh, right. I remember them
Alex Quest.
about
That's a terrible name.
Oh, okay. Everyone prefers Alexy Quest.
Yeah, it's better.
Alex Quest. Oh,
yes,
okay.
because but they went Mass Alex because they want to have the name of the game somewhat in there instead.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably best.
That's what makes you a pro, Mike. Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I still think they chose wrong.
Okay, I'm back where I'm with you. Alex Quest is fantastic.
And I feel like,
Look, when I saw it written out, it looked better than just hearing Alex Quest. But that's not the name of. Look, I love Galaxy Quest, but that's not what we're doing.
And Alex Quest could really be about anything. Like, oh my gosh, like this guy's a drummer in this game.
it's empirically the better choice.
Jandromeda or Androminati?
Jandrominati.
No, Jandrominati.
We'll go together.
We'll just mutate the words until it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Oh my god, this is like a special side season of holiday season of Blight Club. Mike and I have to be in spacesuits the whole time.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, why do I put this into the universe?
My second thought was, too many games have days. Too many game franchises have days, and it's ridiculous. You feel pressure to like tease video games that are coming out almost in like the 2030s. It's a problem. But what would be the funniest game franchise to have a day? We need to make a day for like The Quiet Man or something.
We have to
get really into it.
But no one observes Mass Effect Day. Come on.
I got some
You can send your emails to Jeff Bakalar at jeffbakalar.net.
You are so wrong.
No serious person.
Look, there's a lot of unserious people.
I think celebrated Mass Effect Day. All right.
Mike,
No, you
there
know.
is no funnier day possible than Last of Us Day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it already
It's
exists.
the funniest
It already
one.
exists.
So
Come on.
good.
Is that why people are playing through Last of Us all of a sudden?
Is it really a
Might
day?
be. It was,
Yeah.
Last of Us Day was a few weeks ago, I think, right?
Yeah, they
Oh, I
announced
mean-
something. Yeah, I think they had to say we have no announcements because they can't, like, their multiplayer games in limbo. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
there's a day for that.
That's-
Limbo Day is very depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday, right?
It's every Wednesday.
Limbo Day deserves a day more than The Last of Us. Who can celebrate the events of The Last of Us in a way where we're like, oh, let's holidayify this?
Well, the
Get
day they
fuck outta
took
here.
is literally just the day in like the story where like the zombie outbreak happened.
Right, where the world ends. Like, what are
the
we doing here?
fuck?
Let's
What do you
celebrate
celebrate?
that.
Do you all get like really dirty and
Yeah.
sweaty and like kill each other? Like,
Do
what do you like? We're the real monsters.
You just
I
give
love
a
it.
you just give a playful bite to your friends, like
Yeah.
Lego 2K goal artwork has reportedly.
Ooh, you
leaked
said
via
that
the
like a
PlayStation
rap.
Store.
That was like bars for a second. Say it again.
Thank you. Yeah. Lego 2K goal.
Ooh.
That does sound cool.
Yeah, you can. That's my producer tag. You're gonna hear that in the beginning of all my songs now. This is Lego 2K's goal soccer game that's been rumored for a while. Artwork leaked via the number one place for leaks, the PlayStation Store. The game is being developed by Sumo Digital. It is a soccer/football game, European
Cool.
football. It's coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. It did get rated way back in June from South Korea. I think they keep they haven't even officially announced it, so it's weird how okay, is this thing coming out? It feels like it could just get announced and drop really, really quickly. But this is part of 2K's efforts to take their really strong sports development side of things and expand it into more into games that are more family friendly. They did that with Lego 2K Drive, and now they're trying to apply it to soccer. I think I'm more excited about this one than I was about 2K Drive. 2K Drive, I like the idea, and then I played it. It's like, I'm just gonna go back to Mario Kart. But hey, a friendly, family friendly soccer game like those always work. Now, are you going to be able to compete with Rocket League? I think you just got to be different than Rocket League. Just kind of try to be more like actual soccer with little Lego characters, and that could work.
Like Mega Man
Rocket
Soccer.
League made soccer better. That's right.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Make it
okay.
palatable. Yeah.
Do you see Lightning McQueen's going to be in Rocket League?
I love
Ka-chow!
that, actually.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
What took so long? Jesus.
Oops, all Lightning McQueen's.
He
Ooh,
looks
okay.
great in there too. Like he's fully animated with the face and everything. It's. I'm like, man, I want to play Rocket League again just for. I don't even like cars. What the hell? Why do I want to
Yeah.
play that so bad?
Life's a highway.
When-
I want to
when's
ride it
that?
all night long.
When's that happening? When are they
It
putting that?
might have already
that
happened.
Might have already happened. We got to get on that.
Man, Dib still rocks Rocket League all the time. It's amazing how
Right.
he bounces off literally everything else in his entire life, but he's always just like, man, I got to dip back right into.
I got to
to
dip
Rocket
back
League."
in.
dip.
Yeah.
You know,
we're
there
right
it
on
is.
that.
What? So okay, I'm intrigued by this, but I guess it does just upset me where it's like they even took the name goal, where that erases all in any room for the possibility
Bacalar,
of doing
you know,
anything
honey.
cool. I know.
Come on, don't do this to yourself, man.
I know. It's like, what is the good analogy where the guy who just keeps thinking his dog's gonna come home one day?
Yeah,
and just, no,
that's really what it is.
It's just not
but
gonna
no,
happen.
hockey's gone to the farm upstate, buddy. That's where it lives now.
literally.
Oh,
Canada.
this is why
Um,
you're upset. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not upset. Look, we all know European football, soccer is the distant cousin of hockey, and they are cosmically connected in all the best ways. So this will be fine. This will be fine, and I'm excited about it. But come on, the idea of Lego hockey, little Lego hockey players doesn't excite anybody. Come on,
Sight.
come on.
Hey, listen, I want ice hockey arcade games to come
Yeah.
back. I don't know if I need it to be Lego, but listen, if they did a Lego hockey game, I'm sure it'd be fun. Just make it just like that old Konami one with the little guy, the regular guy, and the fat guy. That's the best. That's the good
Yeah,
kind of
I mean, I've been playing a lot of the NBA Jam equivalent of hockey that came out from Midway back in the day.
yeah,
and,
Wayne
that
Gretzky
game's-
3-on-3 hockey.
Yeah, that game's fucking awesome.
Wait, is that the one you're playing?
Yeah.
Okay, that
in
one's actually
arcade.
legit. That's got Blitzy, right? It's a kind of
It's
NFL
blitzy,
blitz.
and there's you can light the net on fire in the way you do NBA Jam with your boom shakalakas.
How are you playing that? What are you playing that on?
I bought a cabinet. And
Okay.
I know I'm doing it the good old fashioned way.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of thing we can
With-
maybe get going on the
with this-
Parsec, and we can have a little
Oh,
tournament.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm running it on a PC.
Well,
like
I'll get it set up. You don't worry.
Yeah,
I
you
just-
probably need to do the nuts and bolts there.
Okay.
But I would love to do some sort of tournament thing. That'd be sick. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds
Great
good.
game. Great game.
Finally, and I know you guys have been chomping at the bit to talk about this one. Rocksteady is launching a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video series this week. Rocksteady will launch a video series for this game. The first episode of Suicide Squad Insider will unpack the story and gameplay of the game. This is a game that was supposed to come out this year, got delayed after its reveal. They said they were going to change some things. They weren't going to change the fundamental live servicey stuff about it, but they're going to make some changes and improvements. Where are you guys at with Suicide Squad? Because I'm just at a point where there's no way I'm going to care about it until I play it myself.
What? That's where I'm
Wow.
at.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I guess it's time to start marketing this again. It kind of just felt like we were rid of it for some reason.
This screams though that like we have all this marketing budget in this quarter. We just put it out. Just fucking put it out.
Yep. We had a little bit of a relapse here with Suicide Squad. And it's coming back.
One thing we're gonna see in this gameplay look, I bet one thing that they like changed or were able to fix were those kind of stupid, very blatant, like purple weak points on the helicopter.
No. They doubled down. The whole thing is purple now.
Yeah, like that.
I kind of like that.
I wonder if they eased off the kind of stupid like looter shooter stuff to it, like what the +5 to Batman attuned enemies or whatever.
They probably changed the language around that stuff to like let's actually make it meaningful. Like, guys, Hades is right there, and if like Hades has been out for a long enough time now, that if you're putting out a game that has like any sort of progression system based on like your attacks, and you don't do it like Hades, at a certain point that's just a neglect. You are doing things wrong. They did it right. Copy what they did in AAA games. We haven't seen that yet. So yeah, we'll see. This game's coming out. The original release date was something like May.
It's supposed to come out 2020.
Oh no, it got announced in 2020, and then it was spring 2023 or 2023, then May. And now it's finally got a release date of February 2nd, 2024. Very likely to actually make that one. We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? Because I wonder where it's going to go. Because is it going to be like, oh, it turns out it is just bad? Is it going to be like, it's fine? Or is it going to get that, golden, like, wow, actually, it's good? Like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of thing.
I bet it's fun to play. I bet it's actually fun to play.
I hazard to think that though, because would they have made this much of, or tried to make this much of a correction at this point of like, if it is fun to play?
Well, so that's the reporting is this correction isn't that drastic. Apparently, it is because it was a 6-month delay, and so they were never going to go in and change what really how it plays, or even the stuff that, like people were really complaining about, which was, well, I don't want a live service superhero game. Just give me another Batman game from the company that made awesome Batman games. And they're not really going in that direction at all. It's still going to be the game it was. Yeah. They're just trying to make it better. So, I've always heard that the people who played this game think it's fun.
What if it's a reverse Suicide Squad? Because when that movie originally came out, it trailered very, very well. But the actual movie, poopy. The original trailer for this and presentation, poopy. This game could be good.
I hope so.
Game good?
It'll be interesting to see how they present it again, because they definitely had to, so much of what happened with the delay was a result of that one big reveal they had on like the PlayStation Partner Showcase, whatever that was. It was a disaster, right? So the approach here has got to be different.
And I just, the whole concept of this game, though, of these 4 villains, having to kill the Justice League, and Flash is going to be weird, and Superman's going to be evil. Isn't that novel? And it's like, no, it isn't anymore. You guys have done this a million times. I'm over it. And I think that superhero fatigue could hurt this a little bit. But
can I get on my comic high horse real quick?
Yes. I love that.
Yo. I hate Marvel, right? They have too many universes, right?
Yes.
But in the comics, there's always been the mainline Earth and the Ultimates franchise. And Ultimates is, I believe, where Miles Morales first got introduced.
That's true.
They're rebooting and doing a whole new Ultimates universe, and it's so exciting. It's
Yeah.
so
Okay.
good.
Okay.
What was the original Ultimates? Like, when did that get started? Was that like a very
Yes.
90s thing?
Ultimate X-Men was the first one, and it was late 90s, I believe.
Mhm.
Okay, and then
Ultimate Spider-Man after
Ultimate
that.
Spider-Man is the one I remember, and that like felt very late 90s energy.
That might have been like
coded.
2000, early 2000s.
Early
late
2000s.
90s.
Okay.
So the thing that's exciting me, right, is they're kind of fudging with the origins of heroes for once, where evil Reed Richards, who goes by the Creator, gets kicked out of our Earth, and he's like, oh, "Fuck y'all, then I'll just go make a new one over here." And then he is slowly interfering with the origin stories of how some of the superheroes get their powers. So, for instance, he captures the spider that originally bites Peter Parker when he's a little teenager in the lab, and then saves it for later.
Cool.
It's neat stuff.
Yeah.
Neat stuff.
That's cool.
Chekhov's
The
radioactive
Maker. Sorry,
spider.
the Maker.
Yeah, why is Reed Richards evil?
He's too smart.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
okay,
Ever met a
well.
smart person?
Anti-intellectualism again. Great.
Yeah, it's a plague. Hey, that does it for the news. Jan, the show is once again yours.
Here it is. It's in my hands. It's cute. I want to burp it, but I'm going to put it in the fridge because it's a little too hot.
Yeah, that's what I do with all my babies too.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not a father, but I'll still raise it.
But you play one on a podcast.
I play one in a
Is
podcast.
Marvel Universe Earth 666 a thing?
666? That's
Wow.
probably a thing.
616 is
616
616 is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
That's us. Yeah, 666.
Oh, there's got to be like an evil one, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's- what's it-
666 is cool, right? Back
Hey,
to
cool.
the
I love
original-
Satan.
Nine.
I'm such a mark for Satan, our
Yeah,
Dark
hell
Lord.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you like that Number of the Beast song by Iron Maiden? I do.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
That's a good song.
Celebrate all the devils.
I wore a shirt for that album one time in the mall, and a lady harassed me for being satanic. It
Hell
made me
yeah.
very uncomfortable.
Good. Very good.
Well, we're going to go
Did you
harass.
tell her that you were a Disney altar boy or
No,
whatever?
basically just like I just tried to outpace her because she just kept following me until I left the mall because I just made me and my brother really uncomfortable again.
What was,
Like,
she was chasing you.
just kind of following us. She just kept going, "That's disgusting." And at first I was
Throwing water at
confused.
you and
I was
shit?
like, "Why is this lady like jeering me wherever I go?" I was like a teenager. I was really confused.
You should have like
realized she didn't like the Iron Maiden Number of the Beast shirt.
yeah, you should have like done some like a vampire like scare at her. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I should have been like, "Oh, just stop! You're making Satan angry. He's channeling me.
Yeah.
Run!"
That'd have been sick.
Well, we're going to go take a quick break and channel our own Dark Lords. And we'll be back with the Darkest
back
Lord emails.
Hell Satan.
Oops.
Mike Minotti, Mike Minotti, Mike Minotti, Mike Minotti, Mike.
And we're back with emails. Bombcast at giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. I love and appreciate all of the emails that you send. I read all of them. Sometimes I'll copy and paste the nice ones if they're addressed specifically to a person. And then I print them all out. And then I cut them up. And then I make a little confetti. And then I roll around in your emails. So there you go, folks. First email comes from Ken. This is about autosaves. What up, bomb throwers?
Hello.
So I have heard that people are having a bit of trouble with how often Alan Wake 2 saves. And that made me consider the current state of autosaves in general. I bet there is some game, maybe a handful of games even, that have done this. But is it too much to ask when a game is autosaving, a sound plays to signify the save is taking place? As someone whose first game was pole position, I've witnessed a lot of changes in how a game is saved. I think that the autosave era has been the hardest for me because the autosave icons are easy to ignore and I tend to manually save if given the option. So anyway, do you think autosaves need a sound event associated with them, maybe a ding, or the sound of pen on paper, maybe even a little jingle? Ken from somewhere in Queens, New York.
Like I definitely also don't notice the autosave thing unless I'm like really looking for it. Like I know I want to quit, so I'm looking for that icon. I think an option for a sound would be good. I wouldn't want that by default though. That could be a little distracting. I think I don't want to hear that. I mean, you should just let me save whenever I want. Like Alan Wake 2, I wish there was a manual save. I get what they're doing. I wish it was like kind of what the Resident Evil games do, where the whole you can't manually save when you want to thing is kind of a hard mode thing, right? But on normal mode, you could save wherever you want. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't trust the autosave even when I do see the thing. It's like, well, I mean, where are you going to put me? Like, where am I at? Am I going to be like right where I'm standing so I can orientate myself as soon as we get started, or are you going to put me back at some checkpoint that I'm not really sure about? And so, yeah, I usually wish I had a manual save, and if I do, I do that, and save on exit, I do that. But at a certain point, as long as the game says how long it's been since the last time it's saved, I'm good. At this point with games, I am at peace as long as it says you saved 2 seconds ago. I'm like, okay, shutting you off. We're good. And then I go about my day.
It's almost like we should have some sort of like unifying like agreement.
Yeah.
You know, in the same way that all cars require backup cameras now. Well, maybe, just maybe, we all agree that like, I don't want to get too greedy here, but like a total play timer, like if you could just do that for me, would just be like a real quality of life sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the just to know how long you've it's been since you played. I think that is like, or the time of save, right? Like, give me that and that's it, and then anything else you can do your own thing, but we just standardize that.
Yeah, how are you guys feeling about? I don't know how often you play your Xboxes, Jan. I know you're not using an Xbox, but the what's it called?
Quick resume.
Quick resume. Thank you. Yeah, how are you guys feeling about that these days? Whenever I do start up an Xbox game, even if it's like from I haven't played this in weeks, and it picks right back up from where I left off using quick resume, I'm still really impressed by it, and it does just break just often enough. That's like, oh, I'm still not expecting it to work.
It's not totally flawless, right? So it's because of that, and the reasons why it loses are unclear, right? So it's
I get it with online games for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. But I agree. Like I've definitely gone back to it thinking like, FC24 is just going to be like right where we left it. And then no, it's not. It needs to reboot or something. So it's a little too wishy-washy to be like a feature that I think is
it's not dependable. You can't rely
exactly,
on it.
I think I've been spoiled by the Switch, like just putting that bad boy to sleep. The only time it's boned me is the end of Tears of the Kingdom. But that's but that's because
boning.
Pretty substantial boning. Hey, holler at me. But that's because I was using my partner's Switch and I just needed to re-authenticate to the internet. But when I was rocking my own Switch, it was completely fine. I don't think I'd like a ding for autosaves. I don't think I'd like a little sound motif at all.
Well, somebody said like for Alan Wake, if it was like a little typewriter noise, maybe that'd be fine. Like if it's something really in universe, maybe I'd allow it, but I don't know. It could still be distracting.
Yeah. All right. Next email here comes from Terrell. They write in, "Hi everyone. With the news of Sony delaying games and focusing on live service games, I have a question. Can PlayStation actually afford the big single-player games that it is known for? Not only in financial terms, but also in regards to a long-term business strategy. They seem to be in a similar situation that Activision was with Call of Duty, where a single-player off-year game could cause a lot of issues. Does PlayStation now find itself in a similar situation where the big single-player games are no longer sustainable?" Terrell, sent from my iPhone.
Kinda. They can mostly afford it because most of their big games succeed. They're very good at making those. And they have the expectations built in that they know that they're going to sell to a certain audience. And that audience seems to be growing, especially with the Spider-Man games. It's not like always growing. I think they haven't updated like the sales on The Last of Us Part 2 compared to Last of Us Part 1. Like they had a number early on of like 8 million sold in a week or something like that. And then we didn't hear much. I think the estimates are like, hey, it's around 10 to 12 million. It's no Luigi's Mansion 3, as we always say. But
That's my barometer.
Right, exactly. These games are very, very expensive. And the thing I always hear is, yeah, they're not as profitable as you would think. because they are so expensive, and it's not just how much they cost to make. They also spend a lot of marketing, but Sony's also not super worried about it. It is an accepted strategy of this is our calling card. This is what makes us stand out, and so we're going to keep doing it. But all of the concerns that this emailer lays out of, oh, how if one game goes bad, that stuff does exist, which is why Sony is looking at live service games. It was going to be the alternative strategy. It still is right now, according to them, going to be their alternative strategy. I don't know how much we believe that, how much gamers believe that, or how much investors believe that, but that is currently what they're saying. And they need that because, yes, if The Last of Us Part 3 comes out and for some reason is a bust, that would be really hurtful to Sony's bottom line. It wouldn't completely knock them down the way it would have with some of these other publishers. And the big reasons for that is like Sony's got a lot of momentum with its console sales, and really PlayStation Network is such a strong backbone at this point where it's the subscribers for that. There's millions of those subscribers, like 40 million or something like that. And people spend a lot of money on microtransactions still in third-party games on the PlayStation, and that is a steady revenue.
Yeah.
So Sony's going to be like this. It's got this sturdy backbone. Its issues are just with it can't identify where to grow. Whereas like all these other publishers are like, we don't know where to grow. And also, if one of these games go bad, we're going to be fucking boned. And Sony's just not in that position. That's all.
Do you think that Sony may learn the wrong lessons from the success of Spider-Man 2? And yes, they're fine doing these big blockbuster single-player games, but do you think they start to go IP heavy?
So that is a lesson that's been learned by everyone across the industry over the last couple of years.
Right.
And so Sony's definitely going to be doing more of that. But I think that's why, again, they go back to the live service like that. We'll do our original IP over on live service. We'll take our existing IP that are doing very strong and we'll keep making more of those. And then we'll have, if we want to like make a new big blockbuster game, we probably will work in a superhero game space, a Marvel space, or something along those lines, because that makes more sense these days than trying to get a new IP off the ground and be the biggest thing in the world. That's really difficult on top of making a game, which is also really difficult. So, yes, Sony's learned that lesson, and it might, I think in the long run, I think you're probably right, Jan, it probably will be the wrong lesson, because it's like you still got to try to make new IP, because that's investing in your future in a way that renting IP just isn't. But they're definitely going along with the trend right now, and EA renting IP all over the place. Even
Ubisoft.
Yes, Ubisoft. Yes, Avatar. Yes, and then even like 2K with like these Lego games. Like, hey, we want to expand into making more games for families. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to work with Lego on all these different things. So it's just that is the trend in the industry overall right now.
Like, I can see a world where PlayStation is making a Dune game.
Yeah, I mean, and I think as those IPs continue to grow, if they do better and better from movie to movie, there will be a line of these big companies waiting to work with them. Yes, absolutely. It's like this factory line of, do you have something successful as a comic book or a novel or something like that? Well, it might get turned into a movie or a TV show, and like Netflix and Amazon, they are still fighting over those properties as much as like they've been in precarious positions over the last couple of years. They still really want to be the companies that grab those, and then those can be the next things that get turned into video games, and then the video games can get turned back into TV shows, and it's all just kind of feeding into one another. And that's what they want to do, because a lot of these executives see it working somewhere else, and that makes them think it is it's less risky than if they were to start their own thing. Another
question for the room here. It feels like, why doesn't a big publisher, and when I say big publisher, I mean Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo in this case, why don't they take an IP like, let's say, Despicable Me or Shrek and make a good licensed game? What if there was like a first-party Shrek game? I'm just speaking my selfish desires out into the universe.
Right. Well, Nintendo made Hamtaro games for a while there. Remember, that was the
right.
whole thing.
It was Game Freak, actually. Yeah.
I think it's what Jeff's saying. I think especially Nintendo is like, well, we'll just invest in our own IP. Obviously, I think Microsoft and Sony feel that a bit. Like Sony, a Spider-Man that is Sony related still, right? They don't have to go over to a Universal or an Illumination and like try to wrangle together some kind of deal to do that.
Well, I mean, they do have to wrangle the deal separate from their movie deal for Spider-Man for video games. Like Marvel still owns the video game rights, so they have to make a deal there. But it still feeds into the synergy there of them making the movies,
It's
so
still-
it makes
yeah.
all the sense in the world for them to do it. Yes, I think for family IP, it is likely that the perception is you don't need to put as much work into those to get a return on your investment. And if you were to put a $200 million budget into a Shrek game, you're not going to get the investment back on that. At least I think that's what they believe. They're wrong, of course. We know that.
Yes.
But that's what they believe.
It will outperform Luigi's Mansion 3, of course.
If anything could, it would be the $200 million Shrek game.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. It's the margins are what they are with putting out actual dog shit.
Yeah.
What?
And
I think it's just everyone's afraid of making family games to go up against Nintendo. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And Nintendo does not spend $200 million on their games. So you are just taking a real risk for no proven return.
Remember Sackboy's Big Adventure?
I do.
No.
No.
I got that on the Steam Deck and the kids like it still.
yeah, that
They
was
like
not
that.
that was okay.
It's not
I
a
thought
bad
that was
game, but
okay.
I don't think it sold very
No,
well.
nobody played
it
it.
didn't.
Nobody played it.
No.
Nobody played it.
I mean, even Ratchet and Clank didn't sell as well as some of these other games for sure. And
Which
that's
is a shame because that's like the best game on the PlayStation 5.
It's the best
probably.
PS5 game. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's definitely. I think it's the best Ratchet and Clank game, probably. But
Yeah, best PS5
Probably
game.
that or Crack in Time.
Next email comes from Alex in Bendigo, Australia. Alex writes in, as soon as Jan described what a code grandma was on episode 91 of the dump truck,
oh, geez.
I loved that. I was listening to it in Disney and I was like, oh, I hope Jan explains what a good grandma is. They are not ready for it. They are not ready for
I
it.
got you,
No, we
champ.
were not.
I gotcha. I imagine various crew members wandering around Disney, covertly dropping piles of Mike's ashes from their pant legs, like the prisoners did in the film The Great Escape.
Hell yeah.
Do what you will with this information, Alex in Bendigo, Australia. Mike,
Wait, just remind me again. I have a pretty good idea of what this is, but just for our listeners who weren't listening and for myself, completely remember the details.
Yeah.
It is Code Grandma is when a person who works at Disney sees someone trying to spill ashes of a loved one at Disney.
Grandma, yeah, you caught somebody trying to spread ashes anywhere in the park on an
It
attraction.
is incredible that there's a code for that
Oh,
specific
yeah.
scenario.
Because it must happen 15 times a day.
Apparently,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I
Mike-
hope it happens 15 times a day. Is maybe what I meant to say,
let's
but-
take let's take the members of Giant Bombs. So that's Jeff, me, Dan, Tam, Lucy. 6 people to spread your ashes across
Yes.
Disney. Let's go to Disneyland first. Where do you
Disneyland.
want the 6 parts of Mike Minotti's ashes
the
to be
6
spread?
parts?
Oh wait,
of
we get
the-
6
your
parts of it.
Horcruxes.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. Definitely at the corn dog stand.
Which-
yeah, that's one.
All right,
Which
that's
one?
One at
Dan.
the end of Main Street.
Okay,
for
got
sure.
it.
Yeah. The
The way
mint
you
julep.
said that like you were being an idiot.
Yeah,
man.
like,
stop-
you dumbass. Okay,
You
go on.
stupid
Stop
shit.
saying stupid things.
I thought you were just there, Bacalar.
In the Indiana Jones ride where you go behind the head of Mara and there's all those skulls and that
Okay.
spooky ghost, lots of ashes there. Maybe 2. maybe 2. Foot fools
Dude,
go.
you get extra Mikey ashes. You've
Yeah.
been a good
A
ride.
little extra
Okay, you know
spice.
what? Yeah, we'll send Turbo, Sean, and Nikki to spread like
Right.
a little bit more juice over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
The backside of Water on Jungle Cruise.
Okay,
Yeah,
good spot.
absolutely.
Good spot.
The mint julep bar where I get my beignets.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm a big that's got to be one of them for sure. I feel like there should be somewhere in Tomorrowland, but like nothing's really. Big
Space
Thunder
Mountain.
Space Mountain is kind of scary for me anymore. Big Thunder Mountain, though, right where you, Big Thunder Mountain, where you see the goats. There's a goat there, and I
Yeah.
always before you go down the second hill, and I go goat.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
hit
and
him.
everyone on the
Yeah,
train
just-
applauds because they're like, Mikey did it. He did
Oh.
his line.
A wad of ashes, just throw it right at that fucking goat's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone in chat, you don't want Figment to be
We're
your...
at Disneyland. But by the way, big Figment developments happening right now. Huge Figment developments. Disney's been teasing something.
He's been
Yeah, what
saying
is
this
that-
for
what is that-
24 hours, and I don't know what he's talking about.
What is
Huge
that-
Figment developments are
Is
going
this
on.
a
Tell,
shoot?
tell us, Mike. Tell us about this dusty-ass Spyro wannabe.
Well, Disney's been like sharing a lot of pictures of like Figment with like his idea book, and he's been going to Imagineering. I think
This
they're
is
going
because
to-
of us.
Yeah, they're going to announce an update to that ride finally. I think that's what's
Yeah,
gonna
they're going to put him out of his misery.
happen. Big Figment updates. How many more Disneyland spots do I have?
One more.
more.
Just inside the steam stack of the Mark Twain riverboat. So you might need like someone taller because it's pretty high up there. Just
Inside
boiling
this-
water coming out of it.
It's gonna
we'll get a
get
drone
shot
and just
out.
drop it.
Great. Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
so you're putting your ashes in the steam stack so that it's evenly dispersed along the river? Is that what's
well, some of
happening?
it will be like in there forever because ashes have memory, but like a lot of it will get.
I
shot
just blew
about.
an eardrums.
I
Put eardrum for
did.
hearing the dumbest shit you've ever heard.
I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole about a month ago with people doing like urban exploration at Disney.
Ooh, Urbex.
Yeah, Urbex.
Discovery Island's a big one for that.
Disney _Urbex _Figment. That's wild. That's some wild shit. It's not behavior you want to encourage, but
No, it's very
pretty cool.
unsafe.
Urban exploration. Is this where you go into places that have been shut down, or what?
Yeah,
what?
it's just people trespassing. It's like fancy trespassing
So-
is really what that means.
Okay.
I mean,
In Disney World, the big one is they used to have this island on one
Right.
of the lakes, which was basically like a little zoo, but it's like some bad zoo with some birds and stuff. It's been shut down forever, but people will like swim to it in crocodile infested water. So swim
Yes.
to it and just kind of hang out there for like days. And a lot of the architecture is still there. It's really interesting. It's all just overgrown and weird, but very dangerous.
Mike,
Yeah,
you talk
and-
about birds reminds me of when I was playing Mortal Kombat yesterday, and there was a bird in the game, and I said pterodactyl, and you're like, Jeff, why would there be a pterodactyl? Why?
That's your first
in Mortal
thought.
Kombat.
Like, you're right, Mike, to be this frustrated with me, but geez, I'm
As soon as
sorry.
you saw something in the sky, you're like, I bet that's a pterodactyl.
the only thing that flies.
Like what?
It really got me.
The better parts of those things are like the stuff that's hidden in plain sight, right? It's
Yes.
like, yeah, that island is like creepy and weird and it's like overgrown, but the other like little nooks and crannies of Disney that are like just
Oh,
adjacent
yeah.
to an active thing, but these guys like go in, the
Right.
wrong
So like
way. And
in the Figment ride, like there's a second floor that used to have the kind of interactive playground element, and now it's just like a lounge for the vacation club people. And for a while, a lot of that old like playground stuff was still up there, so people would sneak over there, and it was real weird. I think a
real
lot of that's-
scandalous Disney
Yeah.
porn.
Yeah,
Let's
then there was the whole thing with Buzzy, where somebody stole Buzzy.
Oh,
If you
of
know, you
course.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal when they stole Buzzy.
I think it
Well,
was fucking Figment.
Probably.
we all have our assignments. We're all going to choose where we're going to go spread Mikey's ashes when the time comes.
Not the haunted mansion, dude. Come on.
No, come on. That's played
Yeah,
out. That's
what am I?
played out.
What am I, a normie? I mean, come on.
Sorry, you're right. I don't know. I should've
We're
asked.
already
Better idea.
splitting.
NBA place, Bacalar. Jesus.
Yeah.
We're already spreading his ashes evenly 6
Ooh.
ways.
The beignets are
True.
dangerous because it looks. My ashes are going to look a lot like powdered sugar.
Okay. Well, Dan is not going to do that one then.
Make Dan eat a beignet with my ashes.
Yeah,
That's
make
what I
Dan
want.
eat Mike Minotti.
He'd
Yeah.
do it. He'd do it.
I don't
Okay.
know. Okay. All right. Next email.
Okay.
Next email.
Okay.
Joe from New Jersey writes
Hey.
in, "Hey folks, on the last episode, Backlar was arguing that you were falling into the trap by calling every game lean and juicy. As a counterpoint, what are the fattiest and driest games you've ever played? And can either of those things be a quality rather than a downside?" I don't know why I'm reading it
Oh.
like this now.
Yeah.
I would argue
Yeah.
that Assassin's Creed is very fatty, but
I was
sometimes
just about to say Valhalla. Yep.
Wow, yeah, good one. Driest Forza Motorsport, and
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
a benefit to a certain extent. It's just Gran Turismo 7's dryness was maybe a little bit better, where it's like, yeah, we're just hanging out talking about cars.
An
It's
espresso.
nice, isn't it? And that's like maybe a little bit even more pleasant. Than
Yeah,
what
I think that
Motorsport did.
Forza. I get what Forza is doing. I think I could use just a bit of juice.
Yep.
They continue, but sometimes you're in the right mood. It's exactly what you're looking for. As for dry, I think of games with deliberate friction. Amnesia, The Bunker, was a really good game that came out this year and was completely ignored. But I definitely wouldn't call any of the gameplay mechanics juicy. Thanks, and keep up the great work. Joe from New Jersey. That's another fatty game.
Maybe PUBG is the dry game then, where I was like, oh, I wanted to call that one juicy because it's juicy for me, but actually what it's doing is like the good kind of dry. Of the mechanics are just rigid in what they are, and they work in unexpected ways, but they are, yes, they're rigid. So I don't know. I think that could work for that.
I think the newest Super Smash Brothers game, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate,
Pretty
I think
fatty.
it's pretty fatty. I understand the fan service of wanting to throw everyone in, But maybe we don't need everyone.
Oh, well, you're wrong there. Oh, God. I just actually played like 5 hours of Smash with some friends Sunday. That game's still very good.
God.
Very
People
fat,
have different kinds of lives.
Yeah? What'd you do Sunday night, Jeff?
I was spending almost all night underneath my sink trying to fix a leak in my so plumbing. I was plumbing.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that. I was having fun with people drinking.
Like Fatty's like, is it too many things to do?
I mean, almost any MMO is pretty, like World of Warcraft's big fatty. It's got a problem. Somebody should talk to it. Real fat game over there.
Well, I think Fatty is just like, ooh, they just didn't stop adding things.
Yeah,
they just kept adding things.
They're just excessive. It's not just that it's a big game, but it's like, oh, they're going to charge you $10 for a horse also. Come on, guys, you have a problem. Like, do you really need a side of fries? You already got the fries appetizer. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. That's right. Fart ass in chat. A Persona game can be a little fatty at times. You know?
Juicy and fatty. Yeah, that's juicy and fatty, where Shin Megami Tensei, fatty and dry.
Yeah. I really wanted to like that last one.
I did too, Jan. I lasted like a few hours. I was like, all right.
It was also like too difficult where it didn't need to be.
Those games are always definitely a bit harder. Like I tried to play Strange Journey, the DS one, and I'm usually pretty good. Even I was like, I'm like running into enemies already with a bunch of insta-kill mechanics, and I'm just like, I can't.
I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is lean and juicy at the same time.
That's a very juicy game. Especially some people.
Barrett, I know. Father of the year.
Okay. Easy, boys.
Easy.
Juice.
Juice.
Remind me to show you guys the screenshot of when Ada showed up and she was I had her modded.
Oh, that's right. Did you guys hear this?
No.
No.
Yeah, Jeff, explain yourself, Jeff.
So as I was getting Resident Evil 4, I'm like, okay, I'll play that, but like to encourage me to do so, I'll go download some mods. And I threw some stuff in there, and I didn't end up using many, but I forgot that I did really anything until Ada finally showed up. And proportions were more. And I completely forgot I had done this. And I was just like, holy shit. Oh my God, what is this game? And then I realized it was my sins that made it happen. But yeah, it was shocking is what
I love when I'm playing a game and then I utter to myself, whether out loud or quietly underneath my breath, damn, shawty, what that dang do?
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Kind of a baddie, though.
Maybe always been a baddie, really.
Yeah, definitely.
RE4, just a game of baddies. All right, to end the emails, we got a little quiz.
Yeah, let's do it.
A little quiz prepared.
It's not about anime.
Well, sorry to break it to you.
Shit!
Josh.
None of these were for anime. I don't win medals for that. Josh
has a quiz about anime.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm anime expert Jeff Bakalar, ready for this.
Well, you get name dropped in this email. Hey, guys, been listening for about a year now and thought I'd send in a quiz since you seem to enjoy them. Hey, Josh, thanks for listening for a year, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
12 podcast points. If you're a newer listener to the Giant Bombcast, I will kiss you in the mouth. Since Jeff Bakalar is now
that's about when I started showing up here about a year ago.
Since Jeff Bakalar is now in anime, I thought you were trying to get me to kiss you on the mouth, is what you were saying.
Is that not what he was trying to do? I thought that's okay.
Just a few weeks.
Face.
Just a few weeks, my friend.
That's upsetting. Don't do that, Mike.
Okay. No, stop. Okay. We need to update that emote.
Hey, Mike, that ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
I have a funny face.
Okay.
Since Jeff Bakalar is now an anime expert, I thought I'd make it anime themed. Anime has no shortage of strange sounding titles, partially because of them being translated, but also because there's just a lot of weird anime out there. I made a quiz where you have to spot the fake anime title from a list of 3. Not sure if you'll pick this quiz, but I'd be happy if you do. I'll include the answers and an image attached to the email. Anyway, thank you. Hope you enjoy this quiz. Spot the fake anime name. Question 1. The 3 options are: do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? Children of the Whales, or reborn as the villain of my favorite video game? Which one is the fake name?
We're better off flipping a coin.
Well, okay.
Wait,
so do you guys feel like that the red herring here is Children of the Whales, and that the other two, like, okay, so you're like, the bottom Children of the Whales is definitely real?
I think, yeah. Like, I think the bottom one is fake.
Well,
like,
that's okay. So I'm coming around to you. Beckler, I agree. I think the bottom one is fake. Reborn as the villain of my favorite video game is my answer.
I think that's real. I don't know. There's a lot. That's like an isekai. They love those. Children of the Whales sounds too normy, but maybe red herring.
I think it's too normy to be fake. Like, if that makes sense.
But number one is like so ridiculous. Like, I know, like, I'm supposed to be like,
well,
of course, that's why it's real.
That's why.
But I think it is even like 3 steps beyond that, where I really don't think it's real. I think that your mom's multi-target attacks is not real.
Okay.
The answer is reborn as the villain of my favorite video game.
God damn it.
It's all right, Mike.
You always got to go more extreme if it's anime.
Yeah.
Question number.
What is that even about? What is that show about?
Well, it's about loving your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks.
Is that a hentai?
No, Mike, it's not.
It's a yaoi.
Well,
Mike,
no, it wouldn't be a yaoi.
There's a mom. It's not a yaoi.
Mike,
does she love you anymore because of the yaoiness? I don't know.
Yes, just bacalar.
Look at me.
Okay.
Anime expert.
Yeah.
Taps the sign.
Taps the sign, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll get this one wrong, though.
Where are your medals?
I'm just not wearing them. You can't see them.
Oh, okay.
Question 2. The 3 options are my chaotic gamer love life.
That's about me.
Real girl.
That's about me.
Rascal does not dream of bunny girl senpai.
I think I see that one.
I
think Bunny Girl Senpai is real.
I think the first one's fake.
Only if you believe bunny girl senpai is real. Is she real?
Another gamer one is the fake one again, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna go with it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's right though. So I'm gonna go with a real girl.
But I'm gonna listen to the anime expert.
I'm not as confident on this one, but here we go.
Gamer love life is not real.
And y'all are correct. My chaotic gamer love life is not real.
Yay!
All right.
Good job, Bacalar.
Question number
2 for 2. Let's see.
Question number 3. After school bakery. How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? With a question mark. And finally, Wonder Egg priority.
This is a hard one.
This is very hard. My gut tells me number 2 here.
Yeah, but I do love questions as names. Wonder Egg priority. That's pretty silly.
Wonder Egg priority. I just need to see the logo of that thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
even
go
if it's fake.
After School Bakery, almost certainly a very delightful, pleasant, low-key show. But Wonder Egg priority, I think, is a fake.
I'm gonna go with After School Bakery. I don't know, but I just something about it is throwing me off. So I'm going with After School Bakery as being the one that isn't real.
The one that is not real is After School Bakery.
Shit!
Nice.
I just wanted it to be real, damn it.
Well, sure, I get that.
I feel
what
like
the fuck is an after school bakery after all, right?
it's where the
It's not a
kids get
city
high.
hazard.
What the fuck's that even mean?
It's where the kids get high under the bleachers.
It's what we called my minivan after high school. Yeah.
Yeah, you watch your stolen TV and then you get
Yes, exactly. And yes, did all the other crimes.
I didn't even know about Jeff's stolen TV story, by the way. That floored me.
Isn't that fucked up?
That was
Yeah.
fucking. You're a bad person.
But then
I agree.
It changed things for me, if I'm being
Oh,
honest.
sure, of course. Yeah, me too.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I might start watching How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift.
Okay. Let me just.
Oh yeah, I can
Hello.
Google these to see what they look like.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well,
Hello.
a little incognito
Hey.
and.
I hide nothing. All right.
Oh, they're that heavy. Ooh, okay.
Oh, the dumbbells are her
Ooga,
boobs.
ooga.
Those dumbbells. Got it.
This is just a muscle mommy show. This looks. Yeah.
All right. Question number 4. The options are world end, : what do you do at the end of the world, ? Are you busy, ? Will you save us, ? 2, my childhood bully is now my roommate.
Wow.
3, why the hell are you here, teacher?
Hell was capitalized. I think that the teacher's a devil or something.
I think the first one is fake.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm never gonna go with the one that is too much. I'm sticking with those always being real.
Yeah, it's a
So,
good strat.
I'm going with
I
the
mean,
bully one. I think the bully is fake.
I'm gonna go with why the hell are you here, teacher?
The answer is my childhood bully is now my roommate.
Nice.
Is the fake
I
anime.
got it. I did it.
You did it, Mike. All right, we got
Why are you
Anime.
here?
Why am I here?
we got 3 more. Question 5. Can you learn to love a zombie? 2. Our love has always been 10 centimeters apart. 3. Asteroid in love.
God, Asteroid in Love sounds like a Muppet Show segment.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going with our love has always been 10 centimeters apart. I think by throwing in the metric system in there, it's meant to throw us Americans off. So I think it's our love has always been 10 centimeters apart.
I will continue this 33% chance exercise that we are doing, and I'll say Asteroid in Love.
all right, I'll go with the zombie one. I don't think the zombie one's real.
The answer is Mike, you got it right. Can you learn to love a zombie?
Wow.
You can't.
Capital Z for the zombie.
They don't feel things. You can't love them.
Take that, cranberries. All right.
It's okay to not love them because they don't got a soul.
Question number 6. The options are the Garden of Words, the day I became a god, the Garden of Eternity.
A lot of
Oh
gardens.
Jesus! I think it's the day I became a god. I think this is some trickster.
My old middle school multiple choice thing is telling me that if 2 are alike, then one of those is probably the answer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Garden of Eternity. That's too generic.
Yeah, I'm going Garden of Eternity as well.
Ding, 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 ding. Garden of Eternity
Woo!
is the
Nice.
answer. All right.
I think I need a 5th medal for anime expert.
Yeah.
We're going to take back Lars sign and give it to you.
God damn it! It took me all night.
Yeah.
Question number 7, the final question here, gents. The options are, I can't understand what my husband is saying. My senpai won't take a hint. High score girl.
The gamer ones have always been rough.
I'm going with my senpai won't take a hint.
Same.
I'm going high score girl.
The answer is, for the fake anime, my senpai won't take a hint.
Nah.
Hey. Well,
Take a hint.
we all got
They don't usually use
33%.
senpai like that, right? They use it differently than is actually the common usage, right? Usually, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
They just
Sure.
kept calling me. People kept calling me that in Persona 4. Is all I know.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Senpai this,
if the
senpai
shoe
that.
fits, right?
All right.
All right, folks, that does it for the emails. Yes,
Real
Jeff.
quick, I'm just looking at this. Doc Tom, I see your Baldur's Gate email. I'm gonna read it. Okay.
Yes. I meant to just copy that to you directly and everything.
All good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of random shoutouts, when I won my first trivia on the boat, somebody did come up to me
My
on the
first.
Disney cruise and say that they were a fan of the Bombcast. It was very sweet. I was so surprised I forgot to ask for their name, so I'm sorry. But thank you so much for saying hi. In
I think
middle of
their
the
name was
seas.
Mickey Mouse. I think,
I
right?
think it was
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
Mickey
Emma
Mouse. It was Maximilian Goof, and then he was like, "Please let my dad mention me again."
Yeah, sure. Where's Roxanne though?
Roxanne.
What's Roxanne
All right.
doing?
All right. We have gotten to the part of the show with the shout outs. The Google Doc is still floating around. The purest social media in existence is just a Google Doc that I pass around weekly. And we have Giant Bomb live in LA live. Bet your girl is going to be there live. Shout out to Jer for working on it. Less than three. Why do they call it oven when you of it the cold food of out hot eat the food? All right. I hope you're okay. Whoever wrote that.
Call it oven when you of in the cold food of out hot eat. That's what it says. All right.
Hey, I'm not having trouble reading this time. All right.
No.
An egg sandwich salad. Oh, okay. Hey nose, fuck you. Hey nose, maybe
What's the nose thing?
it's a Dan thing. I think.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hey
Sorry,
nose,
I
maybe
asked.
get new friends who won't abuse you. Spreading Mike Minotti's ashes at Disneyland/World. Shouts out to Cassette Beasts. Better than every Pokemon game ever made. My Light, Gassed, my keep, Gate, my boss, girl, my Reichert, Dan. Eat good chili, avoid Cincinnati, banana slammer. Shout out to y'all. Stoked on everything you've done to keep the bomb ticking. Also bring back the C word in little text here. I see. The new GB
You said that perfectly.
disco mods and all the other GB mods. Yeah, shouts out all the mods. When Mike holds his eyes open, he looks like Fizz Gig from the Dark Crystal.
Oh my God.
Jan and crew.
Oh, Mike, you are a demon.
Stop with the tongue. It makes it worse. Jan and crew, y'all looking stunning today. I'm moisturized. Can't believe Tam's last name is spelled wrong in the Game of the Year poster. Just kidding. Shouts out to Bacalar for almost having a heart attack.
Photoshop exists. It's fine, but no, it's correct.
Fizz Gig. I'm still laughing. I'm sorry.
Love boat check, not the show. Did Mike use the wallet condom on the cruise?
I told you I took a picture with Minnie and Daisy.
Okay, best family game. It takes
The bird equivalent of a furry on avianary.
I didn't start this. I just middled it.
Oh, yeah.
Video game is all the sounds.
Spit roasted by Daisy. All right, go ahead. They're cloacus. It doesn't even make sense.
Video game is all the same. Extreme rusty voice. Shout out to you too, Jan. Good job, buddy. Shouts out to Travis and Taylor. Their love is real. Mom wife, Jan loves Mom's Dead Parkour. Video essay on the Quiet Man's connection to the Remedyverse. Buying nosebleed tickets to AEW Full Gear in LA. 24 check.
I'm getting back into it soon. I've decided it's going to be my workout show again.
Also, Columbro's check.
I watched episode 4 last night. Jeff is going to watch it soon. We're going to record that on Thursday.
That's right.
Also, Love Boat check.
I'm a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I'll try to watch Love Boat at some point.
I
Now I
watched
know
it.
what boats are like, and apparently I discovered love on it too. So I'll be ready to go.
Parasocially bringing Disney cookies to the GB crew in LA. Let's go. I'll bring that popcorn bucket for you too, Jan.
That's
See,
always.
that's why you're coming, Mike. You're going to taste out all the food first. Make sure you don't die.
I'm the poison tester.
The apple tester, please. Yeah.
Folks, we announced at the top of the show, we're doing GB at night during the Game Awards Wednesday, December 9th. 9th.
God, I got turned upside down. Yeah. Is that right?
Yes.
The
yes.
9th.
December
Yes,
9th.
December 9th.
Wednesday,
Yeah, the day
December
after my
December
birthday,
9th.
the 9th, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'm keeping track.
The couch is back. We're going to have a lot of lovely guests. I've seen the doc that Grubb is painstakingly putting together.
The GB at night is the 6th. The live show is the 9th. That's
Sorry,
what it is.
Sorry. Dates are
Yes.
stupid.
Yes.
December 6th is when we'll be doing GB at night for the Game Awards. Also, you can see the poster here that we have on the side. Giant Bomb Game of the Year live, December 9th, 12 p.m. Pacific. We will be having a live event at the Moroccan Lounge in Los Angeles. We will also be streaming this live. I don't care what anyone tries to tell me. If I have to, I'll hold my mic up, or I'll hold my phone up all the time. That's what we're going to do. Oh, it's funny how we timed that. 6th and the 9th? Nice.
Nice.
But rest assured, everyone, we will also still be having our regular Game of the Year deliberations. The Giant Bomb Game of the Year live is just going to be the grand finale of that, where we will be crowning the top 20, then the top 10, then the top Game of the Year.
Hey, also, I'm gonna bring back lists. There will be Game of the Year list on this website. We're gonna be getting them from our friends, new and old alike. And throughout the holidays, at some point, we'll get them posted on the site. And for that stuff, I'm having people help me. But I'll get these things edited and collected, and look out for that. I'm actually really looking forward to that. So Game of the Year list will be back in 2023.
Yes. God, I got to put my thoughts to paper now. What else is going on this week,
it's your
boys?
favorite pod.
We got a lot. We always got a lot. Why do we do this?
Yeah, we're just sadists. Let's see here. Tomorrow, Blight Club. So look out for that. We are getting back into Ride to Grub, Jeff Tribution. I think I'm also playing Alan Wake 2 tomorrow for a bit after Game S Mornings. And then on Thursday, we will have Voicemail Dump Truck. We will have
UPF on Thursday.
And then on Thursday, we're doing Unprofessional Fridays on a Thursday with Mario Kart, I believe, right? Is that what
Nope,
we're doing?
Modern
No, that's
Warfare
flipped.
3.
Modern Warfare 3. And then Mario Kart is Thursday Night Throwdown on a Friday. And yes, we'll be playing Mario Kart and kind of doing the new tracks in a tournament. So get Mario Kart downloaded and come hang out with us and play. And it's going to be on Friday.
Yes, we will also have Game Awards mornings throughout the rest of the week, and BCR Bombcast Revengeance on Friday. Gosh, what a jam-packed week. Mike, happy to have you back, bud.
Hey, yeah, thanks. It's good to be back, everybody. Missed y'all.
Hell yeah.
We got tons of stuff popping off. Also, to cap off what is already a packed week, once again, announcing Extra Life Part 2 this weekend. We got Minotti, Grub, and the Windbag heading over to Dan's place. Backler, when are you playing pinball?
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck. Sunday. I believe 1 p.m. It's a tough act to follow. So tough, I almost forgot. Yes, I was playing Foo Fighters, the pinball machine experience.
Oh.
Yes, they gave the Foo Fighters their own pinball machine. I'm going to get DCMA clapped so fast, your head will spin. That's going to be on Sunday, the 19th. 1 p.m. Eastern is where I'm targeting a start time there.
Beautiful. And hey, the year's not over. We can always spin some stuff up back for Extra Life as needed. I know that Tam had an appetite to do some more things when more of the West Coast folks were available. And hey, you know what? Should we just say we're probably going to talk over the Game Awards for those that aren't going?
Yes.
Oh, we are, right?
Yes.
We definitely are.
Yes.
Yep.
We're going to be doing that. Lots of fun stuff popping off while we're all together in
Me
Los
and Jan will be
Angeles.
doing real work while all these people are gallivanting with celebrities and
Yes.
Jeff Keighley at the awards.
Look at me. I'm sitting next to Valkyrie.
Look at my business hat. I'm Jeff Baccalar.
Look at me. I'm Dan Reichert.
It was Pokimane, okay, not Valkyrie.
Okay, well, now I'm mad.
It's Pokimane.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Now
No,
I'm upset.
Here's the funny thing. I'm not going to wear a hat.
Oh.
That's
He's
right,
gonna
folks.
He's going to wear 2 hats. He's going to wear a headband.
Yeah, I'm going to wear a hairband is what I'm going to wear. No, I decided no hat this year. We took,
There it is. That's the real shit right there.
the testing did not go well last year. Audiences were upset, so we're going to have to turn this around.
My Arby's hat, Steph took it and put it somewhere. She says she put it somewhere safe, and if I find it, I can have it back. Because she keeps finding it on the floor. And I'm like, look, it's not, the kids do it. And she's like, no. So I think it's with her hats, but I haven't looked.
It is precious. It should be taken care of.
It should be taken care of.
This just crossed my mind. This has nothing to do with anything, but I just want to dance. Let's go dancing.
Okay.
Just dance.
Let's
We
go
could
dancing.
maybe we could do a dance while we're out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's all take like a K-pop dance class.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Let's do it. All right,
time
folks.
for that.
We totally have time for that. We have time for all these things. We should squeeze in a Disneyland trip while we're at it.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I've been Jan. He's been Jeff. He's been Jeff. He's been Mike. And you have been looking great today. Just remember to wash your hands. Just do that for me. Do that for your good old boy. And also, we'll see you next week for another episode of the Giant Bombcast. I love you.
Double XP.
Hey, for Shoot here, while you're listening to the Giant Bombcast, I don't know, go subscribe on whatever you're listening to. Leave a review.
Tell
Do
your
that type of
friends.
stuff. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Make a mixtape. A CD.
I'm going to put myself over. I think the Giant Bombcast has been fucking banging this whole year.
Great.
It's great.
Yeah.
You're cute.
Go
I'll
Gaze
kiss,
Beat.
I'll kiss you in the mouth.
Oh God.
Like,
Like this.
oh, okay. Now we're fading to black. All right.